and even we hope all of our president-elects are here, even if there's only a few that can't make it to Southwest Pets. But we want you here because the learning and the training you're going to get today is part of what's going to help you throughout your coming year and a half as president-elect first, and making all your plans in the coming 5-6 months, and then as your club president. So, and one of the biggest things I want to let you know is I clearly do not know very much more than you might know. Some of you many-year presidents or AGs may know more, but know that Rotary is here for you. We have in our district Naomi, we have Benson as our trainer, we have myself as governor learning more, and then Rotary International has people, and the zone has people. So there are people throughout Rotary. Rotary is amazing in how much support it's trying to give you. So do not feel like you have to face a question or a problem alone. Okay. Lots and lots of people are here to help you. So make sure you reach out. And I think one of the big things I'm finding is sometimes Rotary is still a whole bunch of really wonderful people put together in the same group. Sometimes personalities become an issue. Do not think you have to face that alone. Contact us. Let us know how we can help. We've got Connie, who's our membership chair. David, Randy Hart's going to be at the coming year. So we got people that might be able to step in and give perspective. So don't face any problems alone. Let us know what you need help with. Okay. And ask for anything, everything. Someone can figure it out. All right. So is that good, Naomi? Thank you.
Yep. If we can go over the agenda real quick and ask everybody to put on their name, their name and club on their video screen, that'd be great. Oh, okay. Want me to do the agenda? Okay, so real quick, we've got a lot of stuff to cover. Connie's going to do an icebreaker. Then Benson's going into Rotary Action Plan. Janet Kelly is talking about public image. We'll take a short break about 10 o'clock. Nancy's talking about goal setting. Randy Hart, membership. We've got Nathan Graves talking about community service. Steve Dyer, HRYF. Dave Mostrin, Foundation. Take another break at 11. Leadership Development by Rich Proctor, Jen Tenoyes on Youth Service. Then I'll cover a little bit about Rotary Club Central, club operations, including a la carte ease. That's Benson, calendar Benson. Nancy's going to go over the budget because you all need to approve that for her. What to expect at PETS, I'll cover later. And then we have open mic for Nancy, questions for Nancy. So a lot to cover, and the whole purpose of this is just to give you an idea of what's coming up next year. It's not necessarily for training. Anything you need training on, we will we'll add more Zoom so we can cover those thoroughly. So one suggestion that Ryan Kamoto had was talking about the website. So we will have that later, and you'll have a lot more at PETS too. So sorry. We went 2 minutes into Connie's icebreaker.
Yep. That's okay. We can do this fast. So, hi, everybody. Good morning. I'm Connie. Can you guys, every single person, mute themselves, please? Mute, mute, mute. Okay, thanks. All right. So we're going to play, and it's going to be really quick. So I know us as Rotarians, we love to talk, but this is the rule. These are the rules. Okay. We're going to try to get everybody in here. I want everybody to take out their phone. Okay. Everybody take out your phone, go to your camera roll, and let's all be honest, go to the last picture on your camera roll. And you are going to show, well, unless it's something that we really don't need to see, personal stuff, then don't show that. So I have to give that disclaimer for Benson, just in case. And I want you, everybody's going to take a turn. You're going to hold your you're going to hold your phone right in front of you up to the, can you guys see that? Hard to see, huh? Maybe we go to speaker mode. Everybody put yourself on speaker mode. Now, everybody there? Can you see my picture?
Yes.
Okay, so don't hold up your picture yet. Don't hold up your picture yet. So when I call you, unmute yourself and put your camera and put your phone right in front of your face so you can still see, and just tell us what it is. So, but this is the picture I took of it just so happened all of our dogs were sleeping together on one pillow yesterday. Oh, sorry, there they go. Okay, so, all right. So next person, how about David Mosman? You share next. Unmute.
I'm sure if you can see this. I've got a Labradoodle that was sitting on the couch, and he had this a Ninja Turtles blanket on him. When he got up, he decided to take it with him to go visit the front window to see who was walking down the street. I don't know if that works. Is it working? Connie, you're muted.
Okay, David Livingston, I'm sorry. Please unmute and share your camera roll.
Can you see that? That's my 8-year-old granddaughter.
Tina Doty, your turn.
Hi, everybody. This is my 4-year-old orange tabby cat in his favorite place to sleep with his belly up.
Oh, that's cute. Thank you. Thank you. Al, Wyland, unmute, please.
Can you, I don't know if you can see that. This is called 6 Brief Stories Worth of Meaning, and I collect stories for inspiration for our club meetings.
Oh, nice, nice. Thank you. Kari, unmute.
Can you see that? Let's see. Oh, wait, hold on. Camera went dead. Can you see it? No, maybe not.
Tell us what it is.
It's a picture of my granddaughter in, let's see if I can get a better view of it on there. Nope, I guess it's not showing up on my phone, but it's a picture of my granddaughter. The grandfather's got to pick all kinds of funny clothes out of the closet, and she had to model them. So it's kind of a hysterical picture.
Oh, it's cute. Okay, Jennifer Barr, how about you?
I went to the Sunday market at, for Maui on Sunday. And there was this really cool old car, and they were selling really great coffee, and that's where I was.
Oh, that's great. Love to see a peek into everybody's lives. Janaya, you're next.
I
Unmute.
also have a picture. Oh, I don't think you can see it. Oh, there we go. Of pets. It's dogs. They're and the tortoise. They're all standing outside the door wanting to get in.
It's so cute. We can tell Rotarians love their pets. Okay, Nancy, how about you from Kona Sunrise? Unmute. Unmute, Nancy. Nancy, unmute yourself.
On it. Okay, this is my daughter's cat who is sleeping in front of a space heater because it's very cold in Oklahoma.
Disclaimer.
Thank you. That's cool. Jay, how about you?
Okay, I don't know if we could see this, but it's a picture of Kimo Kea. The Rotary Club worked the finish line at the Maui Oceanfront Marathon, and Kimo Kea, who's also a member of our club, oh, there you go, was handing out medals with us.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. Thank you. Katie, how about you next? Unmute and Katie Schroeder, want to share next? You unmute and then share.
We'll see if you can. This was sunset last night.
but doesn't look like you're gonna get much up at all.
Okay, you can kind of see it. Yeah, thank you. Okay, how about Sherry?
Funny, I have the same sunset from my lanai.
That is cool.
The West Maui
You would be
sunsets
right.
are very beautiful, I have to say. Look at
And
that.
it's funny because Katie's from Lahaina Sunset and you're from Lahaina Sunrise. So it's kind
Yes.
of okay, great. Thank you. Eugene, you want to unmute and share?
Yeah, I'm all about work, I guess, because this is the Red Bull jet skis that we had to wrap for the World Surf League competition at Pipeline this coming week. And that was the last thing that I took a picture of.
Wow. Well, actually, that's really cool. Yeah, that is really cool. Let's see who's next. How about, oh, I lost everybody now. Let me see. You know what? We have about 1 minute more. So let's, anybody who wants to share, unmute and show, please. If anybody, Jesse, how about you?
Okay, this is, let me get in back. Wait. Oh, geez. Okay. Safeway. He is a big fat cat. There you can see him a little bit. He likes to sit on his butt and then clean his fluffy belly. So this is what he's doing in the sunshine the other day.
I've seen a lot of men do that too. So okay. Karen Wilson, how about you?
I don't know if you can see it. Is it showing?
Right in front of your
No.
face. Do it right in front of your face.
So one thing for
There.
this in the
There
future,
we
if
go.
you turn off your virtual background, it works a lot better. The problem is Zoom
you
is
can
trying
kinda
to
see it though,
background
Karen.
out your phone.
Oh dear.
That's okay. We
Well,
can kind of see it.
yeah,
You can just tell us
That's,
what.
I'm
hold it
meeting
right in
up with
front of
an
where
old
your
friend.
face.
Whoop. San Francisco, Ghirardelli's Chocolate Square with a good old high school friend.
Yay. Okay, so we're we're running out of time, huh, Naomi? So you know what? If we have time later, you guys can share with one another your different pictures. But thank you everybody for sharing. That was kind of cool to look into a little bit of your personal lives. But thank you everybody. Have fun today.
Next, I think other people wanted to share too. But Benson, you're up.
Okay, hang on a second. Okay, folks, I want to spend the next 15 minutes or so talking about Rotary Action Plan. So Rotary Action Plan is just simply a process that Rotary put together to help people to get their plan moving through their clubs. You're going to hear a lot about it when you go to PETS. Actually, the presentation I'm going to show you today is actually what you're going to see at PETS. Now, I'm not going to give you all the narration. I'm going to give you sort of a quick version of it. There are a couple of small, like 1.5 minute videos embedded in here, and I'm going to play those for you. So the whole idea today is we're just going to show you what you're going to see at PETS. We're not going to actually teach you anything about it. It's just sort of a precursor to sort of get you ready for the fire hose of information that's going to come down. But please don't stress about it. A lot of the stuff that's going to happen at PETS, you're going to say, wow, man, how did that prepare me to help my club this coming year? And a lot of it is we're going to go over it in little segments after PETS. So the whole deal is just, you know, relax, meet people, enjoy time at PETS. And so here we go. Let me share this part with you. Let's see. Okay. Okay, everybody can see that. I can't really see you guys, so I'm just gonna talk like you're actually listening and paying attention to me. So this is Rotary's action plan. I turned the audio off, and I'm just gonna kind of walk you through it in little phases, right? Okay, so this is the part that you guys have seen a lot, right? And so the four strategic priorities are impact, which is, you know, what we're gonna do, the kind of impact we're gonna make out there in the community. That comes from basically Rotary's decision to go after polio, made a huge impact. It wiped polio basically off the face of the earth. Expanding reach is really about membership and really getting beyond the normal parameters that we look at. You know, like a lot of people say, well, you know, I've invited all the friends that I know to Rotary, and so basically I'm done. But what we're asking is for you to expand that reach and to involve more people. Now people are engaging beyond just inviting people to lunch for Rotary or breakfast or whatever meeting you guys do, but service projects, all kinds of stuff that we're doing out in the public. So that's about reach. Okay, and so engagement really has to do with engaging with people. A lot of it is really about people within your clubs. And if your club is like my club, there's a certain percentage of people that are in your club that, you know, they're there as members, but they don't really actively participate. So connecting with those folks and giving them opportunity to really, you know, engage with a lot of the activities that people are doing. And so that's why it's super important for you guys to come to these trainings, because engagement has actually a correlation with knowledge about Rotary. And typically what we see is that people that know more about Rotary or want to learn more about Rotary, they're typically the people that are most engaged. And then adaptation is basically seeking new ideas and perspectives about how we can strengthen Rotary or be able to change if things come up in Rotary. You know, we learned that everybody that's been in Rotary for a while learned that during the pandemic that we basically have to learn to adapt. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of fast forward through this. I'm gonna play you a little video that you're going to see. This is actually the exact presentation that you guys are gonna see. So let me unmute this thing and we'll go for it.
Real impact is growth and change that's sustainable long after we have left the scene. As Rotary, how will we do it? We're encouraging clubs to focus their efforts on a few key areas rather than trying to do too many projects. Think about ways you can build on your community's key strengths, do some smart risk-taking, and look for areas where targeted, concentrated work can create a cascade of change. We're creating a culture of measurement in Rotary. By measuring, tracking, and analyzing what we do, by using data and metrics, we can be smarter about what we need to continue doing, start doing, and stop doing. We all know the importance of data in our professional lives and how essential it's been to our progress in polio eradication. But it's also essential to the future of Rotary. Major funding agencies demand evidence and proof of impact. Young people, the future of Rotary, have grown up asking institutions and organizations for greater accountability and transparency. That's why Rotary is identifying consistent best practices for assessment and measurement. Rotary's action plan. What will our legacy be?
Okay, you guys got that? Now, like I said, I can't see you, so somebody just has to say, yeah, we got it. Okay, so the other thing that you're going to do when you're at PETS, and everybody is going to take this presentation that you're seeing now, every single of the 500 or 600 people that are going to be there at PETS are going to see this presentation. And lucky you guys, you get to have a preview of it. So you're going to have a couple of different breakout groups during your action plan session. And so here's one of the breakout groups. They're going to ask you, what is your club doing for or with your community, and how are you measuring the impact of that? Okay, so So start thinking about that question because you know you're going to be in that group. I mean, you're going to be doing some breakout groups. Okay, so let me take you to the next video, which is at the sort of a 10-minute mark here. And we'll play that.
To making people feel welcome and at home in our clubs, programs, and within our leadership. As an organization that is creating stronger communities worldwide with members in all corners of the globe, Rotary has a responsibility to lead the way. We're exploring and evaluating new participant models so that people can join and take action with us in more convenient ways. We're bringing in outside help, collaborating with local experts on diversity, equity, and inclusion training. It's a great way to forge new kinds of partnerships. And we're being more intentional about giving all members meaningful ways to connect, including them in club planning and decision-making, and valuing their contributions. We believe that bringing people together to share different backgrounds, perspectives, and experiences helps us unlock potential and discover new solutions. Now, let's make good on that promise. Let's share our values with new audiences, create new ways to bring people together, and prove we are an organization that's inclusive, engaging, compassionate, and ambitious. Rotary's Action Plan. How can we inspire more people to connect and take action with us?
Okay, and then here's another breakout group that you guys are going to do. So what's going to happen is at the end of this, and I'm going to take you to that point right now, they're going to share with you guys 6 basic priorities or goals that they want you to take a look at as you guys are planning out your year. So I'm going to start you right here, and then we'll be done.
Once again, the 6 priority goals, which is another thing that you're going to be hearing about all weekend. These are the 3 that we mentioned already, making sure that your club has a goal for how many members you'd like to have at the end of your presidential term. Then we also have a strategic plan goal, which is not a number. It is, yes, I made a strategic plan. We talked about it. Then there's service participation, which is a goal for the hours. Next, we have 3 goals that I separated onto another sheet because they're all fundraising related. And I know that it can be a little bit of a hot topic to have 3 fundraising goals because some clubs, they are very big into fundraising and some clubs are not very big into fundraising. But even if you're a club that is very service focused over fundraising focused, I think it's really important to think about the foundation when we're thinking about increasing our impact or we're thinking about engagement, because the foundation is really something that sets us apart from other organizations. And even if your members aren't able to give, you really should be sharing information about what the foundation does and what it can do for the world, because they're a part of that. And so with these goals, we just are really encouraging you to think about what makes sense for your club and put in goals that make sense for your club. All right. So last but not least, on the back of your sheet, on the back of your workout that says My Action Plan, you have 5 different resources that are available to you. You can scan it, it'll download for you. These are all also accessible on my.rotary.org. All right, thank you so much.
Okay, well, that's basically it. So that's the preview of what every one of you is going to see when we go to PETS next month. Now, there's a couple of core classes that that you guys are going to take. Action Plan is one of them, and then there'll be several electives that you can take based on what you're interested in. I'm going to be doing the fundraising and event planning workshops, and so if you're interested in that, you can choose that. So that's basically it. If you guys have any questions on that, Probably not, but you can put them in the chat and I'll respond. So I'm gonna keep it moving now because I think next up is Janet, who's gonna talk about public image. Is that correct, Naomi? Oh, you're muted, sorry.
Do you see Janet? Where are you?
I'm here. I just turned my camera on.
Okay. You're up.
Okay. It's a little earlier than I expected, so I am happy to be here. Welcome to Pre-Pets. I have a short presentation to share with you all. Can you guys see me?
No.
It says audio. It says I'm on, and I can't see me either. So let's take care of that first before I begin to share my presentation.
There should be a little cover on the actual top of your laptop that's covering your camera.
I didn't quite follow. I didn't quite follow that.
Yeah.
Maybe
At the
it's
top
on
of
your
your
guys'
laptop
end.
screen. No, at the top of your laptop screen, there should be a little slider. So at the that's covering your camera. So you just need to slide it off. You see how the image on the screen is showing where you should be able to get that.
Okay. It does say my video's on.
No, but there's a physical slider on your laptop that's covering the camera.
Huh.
So if you know where the camera is at the very top of your screen, is your camera at the very top of the screen?
Yes.
Yes. Is there a slider that's covering it? There should be a little thing you can move off to the side.
No, I use this laptop all the time for Zooms, and I've never seen a cover, and I don't see a cover now.
It's like a lens that covers your camera on the laptop.
Yeah, it's not there.
So it did also
Yeah,
just say
I
network
get that.
bandwidth is
I
low, so
just-
it may be a network issue rather than a physical.
Oh, it says my video's on, so we're gonna have to fix this because I want to share my screen. So let me just bounce around here.
Screen sharing is independent of your camera. If you turn your video off, you can still share, assuming your bandwidth.
Okay, so video settings. Well, we're early, so give me a second. Maybe, talk amongst yourselves. Give us a sec to figure this out, guys.
And Janet, your
If there
screen
wasn't a
says,
technical issue, it wouldn't be.
so Janet, your screen also says Catherine. That's why I couldn't find you.
Oh my goodness. Oh, my employee was using this camera, this laptop. I saw the Catherine. Okay, I think I know what the problem is. Okay, there we are.
Okay, who is
Yeah, that's
Fire
one of my
Paint?
employees.
Who's Fire Paint? We need to rename you Fire Paint. Hello, Fire Paint.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hide self view. Is that it?
Okay, you
Now
want
I
to
don't
go
see
ahead and
myself.
share, Janet?
No, I want to fix this. Give me 1 second. We're 10 minutes early. Give me a sec.
Well,
I
no,
really
we gotta-
need to fix this.
Okay.
'Cause-
Okay.
Yeah, give me a minute. I'm sure we can fix this.
Okay,
We
'cause
we
we
got
can,
half of it
do-
fixed.
You want to go to Randy now, so Randy can do membership and then we'll come back.
I mean, that's a great idea, Benson.
Okay.
Let's do that and I'll get this fixed. Sorry and thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks. What if we go with Nancy, because she was going to talk a little bit about goal setting, so that kind of dovetails into what you were talking about on your action plan.
Okay, I'm here. I can always talk.
Yeah, of course. Good. We love
Yeah,
that.
Thank you.
setting me up is the
Yeah.
harder part of this job. Okay, goal setting. Every club is asked to set your goals, and that is not just you, the president. Understand, and hopefully every club by now knows who your board of directors are. You want to meet with those people who are sharing this coming year of leadership with you. So you set those goals together and figure out what's important to your group. You know, you don't get to play total dictatorship, although I think it's a great idea. But so your goals, though, you know, I think when I first think of goals, I think of these wonderful community service things. That wouldn't it be great if we solve all the world problems? You know, ending polio, what a great goal. But look at how many years that is taking. Goals can include interesting meetings. Okay, wow. A goal is to make sure you really have interesting meetings. You got to work with your club service chairs. You got to work with who's going to be helping you find the speakers. Depending on how you work your club out, clubs of different sizes work these things out. If you're going to try and come up with hybrid meetings, I've been to Honolulu where some clubs have really great hybrid. They got 4 or 5 people on the Zoom watching the meeting and 10 or 15 people in the room. So what is your goal, which could include your club service, interesting meetings? That is a goal. Your membership can be a goal. You know, we're looking at having membership experience, not just membership numbers. So looking at what your goal is in regards to your membership. Again, not just a number, but an experience there. And then, like they just said, like Benson just said, funding, you're going to be absolutely asked to put a number. You're going to be asked to put your goal down for how much your club's going to try and donate to Rotary, Polio Plus, and to the Rotary Foundation and stuff. So we'll be pressing on you, like I think it comes up in July and August, to come up with goals. And look at that. You can look at your club right now. I just got a printout. Some clubs have already reached their goal and it's only January. That means they set too small a goal, too low a goal financially. So look at that and say, what can our club really do to help these massive foundation issues move forward? But in addition, then we get to the things we all dream about with goals. Community service. If you have a passion, your club, your board, your leaders have a passion to take some projects and move ahead. You're going to clean the park. You're going to, you know, you're going to read to, you're going to do youth services, read to kids in kindergarten. What have you done historically, and what will your membership want to sign up and get behind, both in your traditional activities as well as potentially add a new project? You know, so you've got environment, you've got youth services, you've got community service. Think about those things, and what does your club, what does your leadership want to take your club through? Lots of times with projects, we talk about it in our training at Rotary. You need to have a warrior. You need to have that star. You need that one person who's really passionate about what they're doing. So find where your board of directors is going to be able to take that, because you cannot do all of this to yourself. It can become pretty overwhelming during the year if you think you're the only person taking care of your club. So look at all of those goals, look down your list with your board, then write them down, okay? And then we're going to be getting with you to register them in Rotary Central. So Naomi helped us pass this current, all the presidents this current year, make sure all of their goals got written in Rotary Central. So again, and they can change during the year. You find out, wow, we're really not heading in that direction. Our group isn't really that turned on about doing that. Instead, we've got a lot of energy to do something different, and that can happen. Our Hilo Club, we now have a veteran satellite group. They are so into so many things that are doing with veterans. All of a sudden, so many of our projects, boom, we're suddenly out there doing all these things to help support our veterans. So it can shift during the year. You can change your goals. So prepare to have your goals be your club, your board of directors, your club, not just your personal goals. And what do people want to help you establish and get done? Okay. Is that good, Naomi? Did I talk fast enough?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, I will cover Rotary Club Central a little later.
Yes.
Janet,
That's a
ready?
task.
Sure, I can't fix my video camera for some reason, but I will share my presentation. So we'll walk through what you guys can expect, how we're going to approach this coming year. And we will share now.
Okay.
1 second, please, till I get to presentation mode. This is a new laptop. It might be one of the issues. We'll just go through it. Aloha and welcome to Pre-Pets PI. The Public Image Committee is going to be headed by myself and several other volunteers from each neighbor island. We're going to talk about that towards the end, but we need your help, and we're going to be here to help you throughout the whole process of the year. My name's Janet Kelly. I will be your Public Image Chair this coming year. My experience is about 40 years of marketing and public relations in the Hawaiian market. I was very honored to be the public image chair for Rotary District 5000 5 years ago. And we're going to kind of talk about how it's going to go. And at the end of this, please take note of my email and phone number. Any of the public image chairs for your clubs, as well as yourself, can feel free to reach out to me at any time throughout the year, and I will respond as quickly as possible to anything that we can help you with. So basically, my role is to help you succeed in public image. So what is public image and why does it matter? The Rotary International defines public image as how the world views Rotary. It's shaped by the actions of our members, the activities that Rotary undertakes, and the impact that it has. But why is it important? A strong public image can help Rotary attract new members, inspire community members to donate, and encourage businesses to sponsor events. It can and among a million other things, it can also help Rotary stand out from other volunteer opportunities. So how do Rotary members help improve public image? And this is the message that you're going to be able to immediately share with your members through your meetings and events. Probably the most effective form of public image is to share your stories. We all attend community events and volunteer opportunities, activities through Rotary to help our community. It's those stories that resonate with others that help them consider either joining Rotary or supporting Rotary or learn about Rotary. And as you know, as Rotarians, it's not just us that participate in Rotary, it's our families, it's our friends, it's our neighbors, it's our relatives. By your sheer act of sharing with your members in each club, that by sharing their stories with others, it talks about how Rotary's projects impact people in the community and the impact that Rotary has. The Rotary pins, we all have them. Some of us wear them, some of us don't, but I can tell you they're conversation starters. So wear your Rotary pins. You don't have to wear all of them. We all have lots of pins. Wear your Rotary pin that Nancy will be giving you. You'll have a Rotary pin that says President. Some of the Rotary pins that will be issued will actually, I have several that say Public Image Chair. I don't know if Nancy's going to provide those, but I love those pins because that's my passion, is public image. So show your support by wearing your pins and encourage your members to wear their pins because it's a simple act. It doesn't require any effort whatsoever. And it's a conversation starter out in the world where we're outside of our Rotary meetings. Organizing marketing campaigns. This is where I will be helping you with any type of strategies or tactics or knowledge or experience. You should be creating integrated marketing campaigns to raise awareness of Rotary activities. We're going to get into that in our monthly meetings. Publicizing, and you'll learn so much about it at PETS. Publicizing your projects through stories and newsletters and your website and social media and press releases to get your story about your club in the press. That is very, very valuable to your Rotary Club. It will generate leads. It will generate interest in your club. And by example, be people of action. Show that Rotary members are taking action to make a difference in their communities. So Rotary provides tools to help members promote public image. And if you've ever been to the Brand Center, and this is why I'm kind of bummed that I can't see you guys and you can't see me, but maybe I can do a survey later. But if you don't know what the Brand Center is, I highly encourage you to go to our website, District 5000. Under the public image section, you can get to the Brand Center. The Brand Center is filled with tools. You don't need to create ads and newsletters and things like that. There are templates for literally everything, and they're all free. The website, we'll talk a lot about the websites in the coming months. Media, public relations, there are sample press releases, sample newsletters, digital marketing ads, brochures. So we are going to be providing you and your club members and your PI chairs with all this information and walk you through how to use the Brand Center. It's a wealth of information. The way that I have asked Nancy if I can work with you folks is by doing a baseline survey or assessment. So what we want to do is compare how your year went in PI. We're not worried about awards. What we're worried about is helping grow your public image of your club to generate and help you achieve your goals. We're going to start with an initial survey, which will be sent out to you folks in around May. It will be due in June before our year begins officially in July. It will serve as a benchmark for our year. It will give us a baseline of your social media following, for instance, your website traction. Do you have a newsletter? You know, compliance with your logo. It will talk about all of the things that PI is. And we'll do a baseline assessment, and throughout the year, we'll check in on this. And then at the end of the year, we'll be able to see your progress. We will do this through our monthly meetings. I think Nancy agreed that I'm going to be a part of the president's meetings, and we may even have quarterly public image meetings for your PI chairs. And then we will be working right alongside all of the other district committees, whether it's membership, community service, Rotary Foundation, et cetera, et cetera. We will be working right alongside them to help them enhance their public image efforts as they request, and also as it makes sense. So finally, I want you all to take a picture of this screen. I do not mind. I work full-time in downtown Honolulu. I run a marketing firm and have for 33 years. I have a staff who will be assisting me with the PI activities, but we are looking for 1 or 2 volunteers that can be that island. So someone from the Big Island, someone from Kauai, someone from Maui. Every island needs a volunteer that can kind of help that funnel, if you will, from me to you to the clubs on your island. And because every island is different. So what we need to do is have you folks contact me if I can count on you to volunteer as maybe your island's public image volunteer. I would love to have more than one. So write down my phone number and my email, and feel free to reach out to me at any time. But we will be getting started with an actual strategic plan for PI around May. And in the meantime, I'll be working closely with Nancy and her district team on the website and other things. So any input you have at this juncture for PI, I want to hear from you. If you have ideas for the district, by all means, send them to me. But we'll focus on the club's PI activities around May. Can I answer any questions of anybody?
Yeah, that was great, though. Good overview, Janet. And there's lots to it. Also, we desperately need some people that can help with our website to keep that. Your club runner website, you need someone in your club that's going to help to make sure your club runner website is one. We're going to try and help you guys get it. If you, depending on, they're all different. There's so much variety and stuff. Some people's are really good. Some people still have, every photo they have is got a mask on, you know, so you know it's old photos. So we're going to try and help everybody, all of you, be able to get your website up to date. It's hard because you're not president yet. You're not really in charge of that yet. But I think your current president would love to have a little help if it really needs some help. And then, so we do need people, though, that on the district level can help everybody with their websites. So if you're really keen on that, let us know, okay? Appreciate that. Thank you,
Thank you,
Janet.
everybody.
Thank you, Janet. Thank you. Yes, exciting stuff. You know, we all say Rotary is just the world's best kept secret, which we shouldn't be a secret. We need to, you know, scream it from the rooftops here. What a great organization this is.
Right, and Janet's going to help with that on getting that public image out into the public. So that's what she does, and very well. And so when you have really big projects that are impactful, we've got to let Janet know so she can call the stations and see if they can get down there to put you on the news. So this coming year, we want to really keep in touch with each other on what you're doing for fundraisers, for big projects. We want that on the website. We want that in our newsletters. So this is where your group with the AGs, you got to share within the AG group, but share that with the AG so the AG can get that information, or the island representative that to Janet so she can help get that information out ahead of time. If you want something in the Rotary magazine, you've got to get it to them 5 months before it happens. Okay, so if you have signature projects, things that you want the world to know, because when you read the magazine, you see that calendar, your stuff is way better than those things. Some of them, like Brewfest, should have been in there. But go ahead and in the magazine, it tells you where to send that information. But it has to be more than 5 months before the event. But we want to share with each other what's going on. If you have a project that needs volunteers, and Nate's going to talk about that, we want to get that word out ahead of time. So this is where that communication is going to be really critical, that we keep in touch with each other. AGs need to hear what you need from the district chairs, because that's your connection to the district chair. If you need something from public image or foundation or something, they can help you get those resources down to the club, or up to the club, because the club is at the top of the pyramid. We're all here to support you. Okay, so let's take a quick break, 5 minutes, and then we'll come back and finish, resume with membership and Randy. Okay, 5 minutes.
Hey, Naomi, it's me.
Yep.
I finally got my name to show up, but I can't figure out my camera, and I've used this repeatedly. I've been into every single setting there is. Isn't that weird? Oh, look, that thing just went away. Oh.
You think it would help if she logged out and then came back in, Naomi?
I mean, it can't hurt, huh? I thought about that. It's just weird.
Quick question, is it a Lenovo?
It is a Lenovo. How'd you know?
On the right-hand side, there's a button on that switches back and forth.
On the right-hand side of my
Of your laptop.
Of my laptop. Okay, I see a button, but that's the
Switch it on
power
and off.
button.
It's a toggle button.
It's a toggle button?
That may be like, I might have the same problem.
I have a power button.
No, next to the power button.
Oh my goodness.
Try
I
that
see a little button.
Should it be red?
No, it's actually
No, it's just gray.
It's
No, but
gray.
when you turn
Right.
it, does it turn red? Because mine, I've
It
got
doesn't
too.
turn. You have to switch it back and forth.
Yeah,
It-
okay.
Okay, it's a button. It's kind of like a button. It's more of like an indentation in my laptop. It's really weird. It's not doing anything.
Well, I have a
Instead of an
Lenovo as
indentation,
well.
you should be able to toggle it back and forth.
And my Lenovo, the slider is actually on the camera at the top of the screen. So I think it depends
Yeah,
on
Right.
you kept
Some
saying
of them
that,
are on top
and
of the
I
camera.
I
The
was
mine
looking
was
for
on the
that.
side.
It's very tiny. Is the camera, is there a red dot in the center of it?
Yeah. I see the red dot.
Okay,
I
now
see the
right above
camera.
that, can you just like push around your finger with see if
Oh
there's a
my
slider?
word. Oh
tiny.
my word. There is
Very
something.
tiny. Just
Oh
slide
my
it to your right.
Oh, for
It
Lord's
looks like
sake.
part of the frame of the monitor.
Yep, it sure is.
So if when you turn your video back on, you should be fine.
Oh my gosh. I think
There you go.
I never even knew that. And so my employee must have turned it off, and it's a new computer, so I never knew that. It was red, and that's what
Yeah.
someone was trying to tell me.
Yes.
Ah. Well, at least I was able to share my screen. That was the most important thing. Thank you, whoever, was that you, Gina?
Yes, you're very welcome.
I appreciate it.
And David. Hey,
Me
so
too.
Dave Macho, was that yours? That's your situation too?
I have a Lenovo too, and but I'm working on a different one. So I moved to a different PC to be able to get my video on, but I'm checking to see if that's the same issue. But I do have a different slider. Mine's on the right-hand side.
It was so obvious, Gina, once you told me.
It's all right. It's very tiny.
Oh
It-
yeah,
it's
it's
very
built
tiny.
in. It's
Uh-huh.
not even you can't even decipher it.
Yeah.
Anyway, Naomi and Nancy, I'm super sorry about that.
You know, we were able to hear you the whole time and got your
Okay.
screen sharing. So we got
Okay.
the information. We just missed your lovely face. So we're okay.
Oh, you're so
We're
sweet.
good.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
But I love it because look at our collective ability to solve a problem, right?
I love that.
Yeah, exactly. Because trust me, I am the world. Naomi knows. I'm like ready to. One of these days, I'm going to frisbee my laptop. I'm going to run out with my cowgirl boots and stomp on it until plastic and glass is flying. We're gonna. I can't wait to do that. Now I have to put it off till I'm done with Rotary governorship. But yes, one day that's going to happen. I hate computers and they hate me. So we have a mutual hate. Yes, I got it. Okay, thank God for Naomi's and the Worlds and the Tinas and all the people that get it.
So Nancy, if you'd like to see a cathartic visual representation of that, there's a movie called Office Space, which is something of a cult classic that has a scene exactly of that sort.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, well, good. Okay, I'll look for it. I'm not the first one with that dream, huh? Yep, perfect. Okay. We're almost
We about
ready.
5 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so while we're waiting for people to get back to turn on their video, hey Benson, do you have something to say about Calgary?
I'll say sign up for Calgary, but as president-elect, check with your current president and your current board. In some clubs, they may pay or help to pay for the president-elect to go to international conference, which is great because then you get that experience prior to becoming president. But in some clubs, it may be that the current president helps get subsidized, or in some clubs, nobody gets help subsidized. So double check with your current board and with the budgets that are at hand for the current budget, because June 2025 is in the current year. So don't get mistaken and think you're gonna go off to Calgary and spend all kinds of money flying first class or anything fancy and then not get reimbursed. Okay. So know before you spend who's helping you, if anyone's helping you with that trip. Okay.
Can we get one thing clarified? I went on the website, I'm signed up. for the hotel and the block. I emailed Benson, but that was Benson's big day. He had to travel to the other side of the island, and he didn't get back to me.
Yeah.
What hotel are we in, and is there any rooms available in the block? I believe the rooms are full from the block. Am I correct?
Yeah, the block, our our block we're at Doubletree North, and our block there is kind of full, and they actually gave us some additional rooms over at the Sheraton. I sent out an email because we're gonna have a meeting on Monday. All the people that either are going to Calgary or still thinking about it and wanting to go there. So the Calgary chairperson, Bryn Stiles, is gonna be our guest. Is gonna tell us a little bit about what's going on there, and then we're also gonna talk over some of the logistics. And if you're just thinking, maybe that will be a kind of a cool thing to go to, it is in June 21st to the 25th. It is in Calgary. It's not on the other side of the world like Singapore or Melbourne, so it is a very doable trip. You can actually get there in one long day of flying. So we're going to talk more about it. I'm going to send a reminder email. I sent an email a lot, and hopefully all of you got it to everybody in the district about this meeting that we're having Monday at 4 o'clock. I'm going to send another reminder probably tomorrow or Monday, just to make sure that anybody that wants to be there can be there. But it's also, it's also going to be good for those of you who aren't or haven't signed up yet. If you're still thinking about it, I think Margaret's she put something in the chat about the LA fires, and yeah, the LA fires are going, and there's we have ways in which you can contribute if you want to do that. So we'll connect you with that before we leave today.
And we also have a question about the history, a little bit more about what Rotary, our district, did for the burn victims of the Lahaina fire. It's really inspirational, the fact that that same equipment that we helped to purchase at the time of the Lahaina fire, like immediately we were able to donate large funds to the Straw Burn Center, which helped our Maui folks. That same equipment was very recently helped all of those people that got burned in the New Year's Eve fires and explosions. So, and then also Jim Williams with our group was instrumental in helping to medevac out 6 of those New Year's Eve folks to Phoenix. So Rotary's been very involved, and to think our donation of 18 months ago, I mean, of course it's still giving, but you forget about it because we talked about it 18 months ago, not realizing today it's still saving people's lives, because Rotary was able to donate money faster than the government can figure out how to buy equipment. So God bless everybody for their help on that. But I'll try and get more information for you, Jim, and stuff too. Okay.
Thanks,
Thank
Essie.
you. Okay.
There's still, Benson, there's still rooms available at Doubletree. So if people go to the convention.rotary, go to housing, and then you can get a room at the Doubletree Calgary North. That's where we have a big room block. Okay, so still rooms available right there.
Okay.
I promise
Okay.
to leave the meeting to do it.
Okay. Randy, you're up.
Thanks, Naomi. Good morning, everybody. Okay. For those that may not know me, I'm past District Governor Randy. I was District Governor 22-23. Delighted to be here this morning with the PEs. I know it's an exciting time for the PEs, as it should be. And I'll just say, up front, I've been a Rotarian for over 35 years, and by far the best year that I've had as a Rotarian is whenever I was president. I think the presidents have an opportunity to make things happen. more so than probably what you think that you do maybe today. But you can really make things happen in your club. If your club is going in the right direction and everything is great, you jump on the bandwagon and just keep things moving. Or if the club is struggling a little bit, now's your opportunity to turn things around and come out with the best year ever. I very much enjoyed my time as district governor. Had a lot of good times. Met a lot of people, which was fantastic. But again, the best year, the most fun year was the year as I was president. So I would challenge each of you to have fun with your year, make things happen. So it goes without saying, and especially those that know me, how passionate I am about membership. I drank the Kool-Aid a long time ago. The more members equal more hands on projects, more giving, and is what makes up a vibrant club. So my number one goal during my year as president and as district governor was membership. And I know I drove that pretty hard with all the clubs, but all 53 clubs knew what my number one goal was. And we all moved in the direction to change the downward trend that we not only have in District 5000, but throughout all of North America in declining membership. But I think we make it happen. We make it happen one Rotarian at a time, and you have fun with it. And trust me, the only way to grow membership is very, very obvious. You have to bring in new members, and to bring in new members, you know, just a few things that you can do that I think are very, very, very important. And Nancy touched on it earlier, and I think Naomi did. Is goals. You have to have your goal set on what you want your membership, how many new members you want to bring in for the year. What we did during my year as district governor, we had what we call a net one, where we asked all 53 clubs to buy into just growing your club by a net of one. You know, and I emphasize net one because you have to know what your average attrition rate is. So, and I'll use my home club, which is Rotary Club of Hilo, as an example. Our average attrition rate in Rotary Club of Hilo, if I'm not mistaken, is 20 or 22 members, which means we're going to lose 20 to 22 members every year. We're 140 strong in that club. But we're going to lose, and that's what the average has been over the last 3 years, is we lose 20 members. So if we're going to break even, we got to bring in at least 20 new members in the year. And for me, success in membership is for the club to break even. If your club just breaks even for the year on come 30 June, 1 July of next year, your club has nets zero. I think that's success. You were able to maintain your current membership and you didn't lose anyone. I think excellence is defined as growing by net of one, and anything above and beyond a net of one, I think is just is super, and the club is performing above and beyond anybody's expectations. So that's why I think, you know, those goals are very, very important. Knowing what your attrition rate is, can't really establish a goal, or you can, but you don't know how accurate that's going to be unless you know what your average attrition rate is. And I'm sure Nancy and Naomi will go more into goals, but and I think Nancy misses it. You know, it's very, very important that once you establish what your goal is, you have to present that to your board. Then once you've presented it to your board and your board is bought in, you got to present it to your club. So everybody knows where you're headed and is on the bandwagon with you, or at least they know up front what your goal is and why you're doing certain things. So just very, very important that you have buy-in to your goals. Now, part of the overall club growth, obviously, is retention. And I talked about average attrition rate. The only way to, if the average attrition rate is 20, and you're going to work very, very hard to reduce that average attrition rate to 15, you have to have plans in place. You know, what is your plan to retain members? Are you going to get them more engaged in community service projects, vocational service projects? Are you going to do club socials on a regular basis? Because I can tell you the club socials bind that friendship. And if you look around to the clubs that are doing well socially, you know, they're very strong. They get together at a hamburger joint once a month and just sit around and talk story. But it's that friendship, that binding that keeps people in a Rotary Club. One of the things that, you know, I would ask clubs to consider, you know, since COVID and Rotary International changed the mandatory meeting requirements and stuff of a club to where we only have to meet twice a month, many of the clubs you know, only meet twice a month and that's it. Those clubs, I venture educated guess are the ones that are struggling. I would encourage clubs to get back to 4 meetings a month. They don't have to be sit down regular meetings, which I would recommend that you do 2 of those a month. But once a month, do a social of some sort or a community service project where you get the whole club participating and getting together. But it's that engagement of the members that will keep them as Rotarians. You know, in best practices, what's worked, a few recommendations from me is build your momentum early. Don't wait until the second half of the year to try to start to gear up to bring in new members because you lost 5 or 6 at the December drop and now you're scrambling to try and meet your membership numbers. I just highly recommend that you start early. You know what the average attrition rate is, what your goal is. Try and hit that in the first half of the year. If you can, that momentum will carry you right on over into the next year, and you'll end up with a very, very good year. But it also relieves that anxiety and stress of trying to at the last minute come up with activities and you know, at some point, you know, at smaller clubs that are struggling, that's the point that they give up. They waited until the second half of the year and they've not been able to bring in new members, and that attrition rate hits them, so they're still going to lose some members. That's where we lose clubs. And you know, RI and the rest of Rotary fully recognizes the way to grow Rotary in the district is to start new clubs. And you start new clubs, the easiest way is through satellite clubs where you have like-minded folks to get together and they want to focus on one mission. That mission could be veterans, as Rotary Club of Hilo has a satellite club, or it could be, you know, an eco-centric satellite club. And the beauty of a satellite club is not nearly as bureaucratic as what a full membership club is. It takes 8 members to start a satellite club, you know, and it's just so much easier than trying to start a new club from the startup, which 8 members is a lot easier to bring on than 20 new members. couple of things that, I would recommend and we'll talk about in our membership meetings is doing 2 events a year that focus on membership. One in August, which is August happens to be membership month. And again, we're doing it early on in August, early on in the year, so we can start to build some momentum. So if clubs can come up with a couple of socials to introduce the community to Rotary, not hard sells, just introducing folks to Rotary and to garner, some support and new members through your socials. And then in January, as we start the second half of the year, is vocational month. Consider a vocational membership event that invites small business owners and professionals to introduce themselves to the group. And then towards the end of your social, a 5-minute intro into Rotary. Again, not a hard sell, but an opportunity for small businesses and professionals to come together to share what they do and what they bring to the community. And Lahaina Sunset did this a few years ago, and it was extremely successful for them, introducing Rotary to the small group. But there was so much interest during the group that they got very, very little time to talk about Rotary. But that's okay. They knew Rotary sponsored the event, and then the question started on how do you become a Rotarian. That came later on. And as Janet mentioned, telling your story is very, very important. We have the Hilo Brewfest that we do every year, and the whole purpose behind the Hilo Brewfest, obviously, it's a fundraiser. But one of the things that we do during the Brewfest is we have a Rotary information booth. And then we try and make sure that everybody knows that this is an event to benefit the community and not just a beer drinking event. And so lots of Rotary signs around, a lot of Rotary information around, even little spin tabs to get people to provide us their name and their interest in Rotary. We follow up with it later on and solicit new members through that way. In conclusion, I'm more than happy to do membership presentations. I know I only have 15 minutes today, and we're running on the 14-minute mark already. But if any of the clubs would like for me to do a membership presentation in person or on Zoom, just let me know. Same offer for developing your membership goals and trying to and helping you determine what your average attrition rate is and what your plan to reduce that attrition rate and to keep members engaged. Just let me know. I'm more than happy to help out. Lastly, we will continue the monthly membership meetings on the same schedule as this year, so no change. And we'll even invite Connie in to join us on those membership meetings. But I highly encourage, the membership chairs and the presidents to attend those meetings, so we have an opportunity to kick things around. So that's all I have, subject to questions, and I met my 15-minute mark on the nose.
We lost Benson because there's a power outage on the Big Island for him in his area. So hopefully he'll come back later. But we do have a few minutes available. So any questions for Randy on membership?
Randy, this is Tim from Hilo Bay in Hilo. Great to see you. You talked about the membership meeting continuing as it regularly is, but what is that? What day and time are the meetings?
I got to be honest with you, Tim. I got to check in with Connie to see when those meetings are.
Second Wednesdays, 5 o'clock to 5:30 is the membership, district membership committee meeting. 5:30 to 6:30 are for membership chairs and presidents.
Randy, this is Dave Mosdrin. One of the
Hey,
things
Dave.
that came up that I thought was interesting was on the membership side to look at trying to get two people that are in the committee for membership. One to look for ways of bringing in new members, and the other one is how to reduce attrition, how to keep those members. And I think sometimes it's a lot easier to try to keep a member than it is to try to find the new members. But that's maybe something that we could think of as a goal to figure out ways to stay in touch with those members that aren't showing up and getting them to get more involved so that they have that passion to stay with the club.
Couldn't agree with you more, Dave. For the clubs that are big enough that they could split their membership committee into two, that's absolutely a great way to go. Much more effective than one person trying to do it all. But small clubs, we're lucky if we have a membership chair and the president isn't pulling that along with foundation chair and everything else. So,
Right.
but great thought. I appreciate that, Dave.
One of the things I've talked to Randy and to Connie as both membership right now is I'm gonna try and come up with them and help and input from others of kind of an you already know it all, but kind of an idea list. Like, think about it. You hear about it all the time, but maybe something we can print off and put in our district information there to help your club think about it, even read to it. Like, the first thing is, who's going to be your members? A lot of clubs still are tied into the old idea that, like our Hilo club, we only wanted the executives in Hilo. A few years ago, we had to break through that in order to really open up our mind to what and all kinds of new people joined that are great Rotarians now, but they weren't the owner of a company or the executive or the CFO or the CEO of some business in town. So some of that is maybe from the very beginning, and then some ideas on how to process membership so it doesn't take 2 or 3 months like it used to. And then also trying to get your new members involved right away. Put them on the membership committee, if nothing else, if you don't have another committee that's active enough. And then of course, retention of your members. And a lot of us did a good job of that during COVID, of calling the people who hadn't shown up. How you doing? So again, and that's a lot of work to know who's not showing up and not doing anything and needs that phone call. So there's a lot to it. And again, you really definitely need a couple of superstars in your group to help take care of that. So thank you, Randy, very much. You hit on a lot of really good points.
One more thing, Nancy, if I could. The current district membership committee, we have a couple members, 2 or 3 members who are working on some practical little tips and hints for presidents and president-elects. So that should be coming out possibly, I think probably next month in February. So if you can keep your eye out for that. So I'll send an invite to the PEs as well as the presidents.
Good. Thank you. Yep. Great. Okay. We've jumped around. Did we move Jen? Are we up to community service, or we moved that around, huh, Naomi?
Okay, so community service is next with Nathan, but does everybody understand what attrition is? Is that something, maybe Randy, can you explain attrition?
Randy, can you explain attrition? Are you there?
Sure.
Can you hear us? Okay.
Sure.
thank you.
I can talk about attrition. I just wanted to make sure I didn't exceed my 15 minutes because I didn't want to get scolded by Connie. So,
You gotta worry
But,
about Naomi, not me.
no. I'm worried about Connie. But attrition is, the members that you're going to lose every year in every club. We have 50 clubs in the state of Hawaii. Guaranteed, every club in the state is going to have attrition, and that's the loss of members. You're going to lose members, unfortunately, to death, to sickness, to job realignment, to they no longer fit in the club. So it just there's many reasons to have attrition and people leave the club. So you're going to have it. And what we've been able to do is to be able to tell you what your average attrition rate is over the year. And like I mentioned earlier, for Rotary Club of Hilo, our average attrition rate is, I'd have to look it up to make sure exactly how much it is, but I believe it's 20. So we're going to lose 20 members next year. So in order to break even, we got to bring in 20 members. And and you can there's two courses of action. You can just focus on new members, but as Dave mentioned, that there's two ways to tackle this. You can reduce your attrition rate by engaging folks and making sure that you don't lose 20 members in a year, but that's definitely an action plan. You just can't depend upon those, especially those that have only been in Rotary less than 3 years, that they're going to stick around for the next 30. So you're going to have attrition. So you can attack that attrition, but you still have to plan for you're going to have it. If you're a club of 30, you're going to have attrition somewhere north of 5. So you got to bring in 5 new members, or you got to take a look at historically why you lost those. You averaged the loss of 5 members every year, and what can you do? Is there anything you could do? Did you lose the 5 members due to death, job realignment, or illness, or things that are totally out of your control? And look at those things that are within your control. And if we would have engaged that member better in the club, if we would have had more socials to bind that friendship, would we have been able to retain those folks? So it's a two-way street, but it just have to know that the fact is you're going to have attrition and you have to plan for it. And if you plan for an attrition of 20, and like I said, you get that momentum started 1 July and you've got 20 new members by the time 1 January rolls around, well, you carry that momentum right on over into the next year. And then lo and behold, your club grows by 5 or net of 5 or 10, which, the Rotary Club of Hilo has done a pretty good job in doing that over the last few years. So, but it's a lot of work.
Okay, so when you're setting your goal for membership on Rotary Club Central, the number that you put is the number you're going to end up with. And so you want to take into account attrition. But, as you develop your club culture, people will not want to leave. They want to stay. So hopefully your attrition numbers get smaller and you're only going to lose because of, really big reasons. But anyway, we got some exciting things with community service and Nathan, right? Nathan, take it away.
Thank you, Naomi. I'm Nathan Graves, and this will be my second year as community service chair. And I put my email in the chat, so if you have any questions afterward, please just let me know. I want to talk a little bit about things that I thought would have been helpful for me as a past president, for everyone who's coming in as president this year in terms of community service. One of the Rotary's 4 goals is impact, and I think community service is where we can make a lot of impact. So when you're going through, think about ways to collaborate on community needs. A lot of us have nonprofit speakers at our club, and Dave Livingston, who's on this call, does a great job. Every time we have a nonprofit speaker, he says, how can Rotary help? And just learning the people that are doing it day in and day out, what their biggest needs are, has helped us a lot of times plan our service projects. So think about organizations in the community that are tackling these tough issues, whether it's the environment, homelessness, education, healthcare, and ask them, how can Rotary tag on to what you're already doing and help make an even greater impact. The other thing I want to talk about is listening and supporting your members. So Randy just talked about bringing in membership And one of the things I think is key to retention is when a member joins and they bring you an idea, try to embrace their idea, try to figure out how to incorporate it. If they're passionate about a project and willing to do the work to make that project happen, think about how can that club support that member. A member will usually only go to you about once or twice, and if their ideas are just soundly rejected, then they're kind of gonna back off and look at other organizations where they might be able to achieve their goals. Now, if they're not willing to do the work to get it done, then maybe you don't do it as a club, but at least think, if they're willing to lead it, charge it, figure a way to incorporate it into how your club does community service. Also using community service as a tool, for current member retention and potential members. We just talked about membership, but some people join a club and then their work schedule changes and they have a hard time making it to meetings week in and week out. But if you're having projects and they're able to attend the non-club meeting aspects of your club, then they might be more likely to stick around even if they can't make a weekly meeting, or perhaps they just have more of a passion for community service and that's why they joined Rotary. So inviting them. Also, think about, people who have visited your club that haven't joined your club. Sometimes it's a tough call to call them and say, hey, do you want to join? But if you say, hey, you came to our meeting a few months ago, we're having a project, it's a park project on this date, it can be a soft way to invite people back into the fold in terms of your club. Also want to talk a little bit about tracking and sharing your service projects. Janet gave a great presentation on public image. And so when you have a project, taking pictures and posting it to your social media, tagging the district social media is a great way to get the word out. She also mentioned this year we're going to try to really promote your projects in terms of newsletters and PR releases. So when you have a success, you have my email, you have Janet's email. I would, email your assistant governor, email me, email Janet, that successful project, and we'll help get the word out to make sure that we're sharing our success stories around the district, because I know the clubs are doing tremendous work and sometimes it's just a matter of getting it out there that we have done that work. Also, submit your projects to the Rotary Service Project Center. It's a revamped center just in the last year that makes it easier to submit projects and track your participation throughout the year. I knew as president, they told me ahead of time, hey, it's going to go quick, but it got to halfway through the year and then you're trying to remember what you did the other half of the year. So if you get a project done, either train your service chair to go in and track that project, or perhaps your website person or yourself go in on Service Project Center and track it. You can include how many people participated, information about the event, photos of the event. It's a great way to really look back on your year and be able to see all of the successes you have. In terms of getting started, the other thing I would emphasize is start planning your projects if you have not already. A lot of clubs have annual projects, which is great. Those are probably already on the calendar and you can plan for them. Really want to emphasize, when it comes to education projects, schools can be slow to respond, difficult to get approvals for. So whether it's your youth service chair or your community service chair, if you want to do education projects, and I know we're going to do a push for that in September, think about reaching out to them in the next month or two to set it up for next fall, because often schools need a pretty large time frame to work through all the kinks and approvals that are needed to make those projects that can be really special happen. This is a passion of District Governor-elect Nancy, is to, when you're planning your projects, promote family inclusive projects. We talk about Rotary, but if you're only having projects that take you away from your family, it's often hard to make a weekend project. But if you're able to plan projects and not just be inclusive of families, but announce to your club, please bring your kids, bring your spouse, then you can really turn those projects into a family gathering rather than sacrificing for Rotary, which is great. I mean, I love to see couples that are both Rotarians. I am friends with, getting to see some of the kids in the club that started out as, middle schoolers now when I joined or graduating high school. So it really creates a vibrant club when you're promoting families in terms of your community service projects. And like we mentioned before, inviting past guests also to participate in those projects can be really valuable in terms of your membership growth, especially with millennials, Gen Z, younger people, when they're asked about why they join an organization. Often it's very service focused. People nowadays tend to be less upfront about networking. Obviously, Rotary is a great place to network, but a lot of people are going to say when they're looking for an organization, what kind of service projects are you doing? What kind of impact are you making in the community? We are looking for district-wide projects for next Rotary year. We want to form a committee and meet within the next few weeks to really plan something at a large scale. This district's done some really awesome projects that have had awesome PR and have included all of our clubs, from Ridge to Reef that we did a few years ago, the tree planting project. I had never planted a tree before I went out and did it at Rotary, the Genki balls. So we're looking for that kind of next big project. And we'd love to have a representative from each island to understand what might work across the entire district. So please, if you're interested in joining this committee, just email me. We can have more than one representative from each island too. But we really want to get this together. So if it's either you as president who are passionate about doing something district-wide or your community service chair, please have them reach out, or just even a new member who's just passionate about community service. Anyone that really wants to, either has an idea or brainstorm ideas on how we can make a big district project work, is very much welcome to reach out to me. On a smaller scale, collaborating as clubs can be a great way to make projects happen. I know what I hear from a lot of the chairs. When I took over last year, I met with probably 20 community service chairs individually. And a lot of them said with the smaller clubs, we just don't feel like we have, enough support. We only have 2 or 3 members who want to do big projects. But if you find it, even one other club, that 2 or 3 becomes 6 or 7. So, if you're thinking about doing a project and you think it might be a stretch for your club, just email me and I'll put you in contact with some presidents or service chairs at other clubs that might be a good fit to collaborate with your club to make a project happen. And that's it for my presentation. Thank you, everyone, and look forward to all the awesome work all of your clubs do.
Questions for Nathan? Anybody?
Great, Nathan. That you covered a lot of things. And I appreciate you remembering to say, again, I really want to make as many Rotary events family friendly of all ages. Bring your kids, bring your grandkids, bring your parents, bring everybody, make it those events that have multi events. Somebody can be weed whacking and picking up the park. Somebody else, the kids can be over there swimming or doing artwork or something. Somebody else is sitting there getting the barbecue ready. Oh yeah. Every time, if it's a social, a service project, and it involves our youth, there's something good going on. So make those opportunities happen. Thank you. Okay.
Okay, next up is Steve Dyer on Hawaii Rotary Youth Foundation.
Hi guys, can you all hear me?
Yep.
Okay, good. Thank you all, by the way, for being presidents. I've been president twice in my club, so this is going to be a great year for you. So HRYF, I'm presuming you guys all know it stands for Hawaii Rotary Youth Foundation. What you might not know, and maybe you probably all do, but it was founded by a guy named Sully Sullivan, the same guy who founded Foodland. So you've all shopped at Foodland. Sully was an immigrant. He was an Irishman, an Irish national who came to the States when he was a teenager. And the first job he got was with A&P grocery stores. If you're from the mainland, you know A&P. And they had a new concept, which was today's grocery store. In other words, it had departments. Up until then, they were all ma and pop type stores. And so then the war broke out, and Sully joined the Army and was sent here and was put in charge of the general's mess at Hickam, which was then an Army base, Army Air Corps. And he got to know all the produce producers on Oahu, including a family named Lau over in Kailua. And when the war was over, he had fallen in love with the Lau's daughter, and he married her. And that mom and pop store became one of the first Foodland stores. And so Sully stayed here, and he, kind of like a lot of our Rotary scholars or other Rotarians, he bloomed where he was planted. So he became a pillar of the community here, became a Rotarian. When he became district governor, he decided to commemorate it by founding the Hawaii Rotary Youth Foundation. And it's brilliant in its concept. You know, why spend money from the foundation on administering the foundation and giving scholarships when you have Rotary? So he combined Rotary and the money. So basically he gave Rotarians money, and we know what happens when Rotarians get money. It's like, wow, we got something to work with now. So true to what Sully envisioned, HRYF provides a $5,000 scholarship to every Rotary club now, as long as you pay your dues. And that club is in charge of its own scholarship competition. So I've been doing that for 20 years now at my club, Pearl Harbor. I love it. It's the highlight of my year, and it should be for you guys too. So I encourage you all, once you do the scholarship interviews, which will be in a few weeks here, in early February for you, make sure you dedicate an entire meeting, even make it an evening meeting, like a banquet, to honor not just the winner, but all the contestants. And I know many clubs do this, but what we do at Pearl Harbor, you know, we had a guy in our club who just passed away last year named Dudley Fullard Leo. And Dudley was so impressed with all the applicants. He felt sorry for the ones who didn't win the $5,000. And so he put up his own money to make sure everybody got something. And so when he passed away, he made that part of his estate plan. And so now every year we have a good chunk of money to give to everybody else. So I encourage you to, if you don't have somebody like that who's real generous, pass the hat, make sure everybody gets something. Also, you know, at every meeting, you give, you know, you have happy bucks and you find people, right? And you tell them, well, it either goes to the club or the Rotary Foundation. Please make it 3 choices. Add in HRYF to those choices as well. It's the only really foundation locally here that gives so much. All it does is give scholarships to deserving the best and the brightest high school seniors. So the competition's coming up. Please embrace it and have a good time with it. Any questions about HRYF?
So Steve, tell everyone how much HRYF gave last year in total.
370,000, I believe. I believe 50 clubs qualified for scholarships. And then, you know, all the winners go through a second round of scholarships to double their money to a $10,000 scholarship. And by the way, thanks, Naomi, for bringing that up. You know, if you got kids, you understand, especially kids in college, but college costs have just skyrocketed and they've outstripped the growth of HRYF. We need to grow the corpus to keep up. So a $5,000 scholarship is, you know, not something to sneeze at, but we need to double it, maybe triple it. And to do that, we got to grow the corpus. And so please donate. And that's why it's so important to make that one of the choices of where your happy bucks goes. You yeah, we just need to grow it. And also, please put it out to your membership, especially we're getting old. Rotary is aging. And that's something to put into your estate plan to ensure, a good chunk of your estate goes to HRYF, please. Anybody else? Naomi?
So the per capita is still $20 per capita per club to get that 5,000 every year, right?
That is correct.
Okay. So donations from your club is $20 per capita per person. Well, everybody doesn't need to donate, but as long as it comes out to per capita, then you can qualify for the $5,000 scholarship next year.
That along
Okay.
with the flat rate $200 dues.
Okay, so someone asked, when you talked about the three choices, what are the three choices? On the donations.
Sure. Rotary Foundation, Rotary International Foundation, your club, and HRYF.
Other questions for Steve?
Hey, Steve, thanks so much for your presentation. This is Tim from Hilo Bay. What is the kind of the calendar schedule of like when scholarships are offered? I'm trying to think ahead to our Rotary year calendar of events, and when would be a good time to host that dinner with all of the applicants and the awardees.
Tim, great question. Thanks for asking. Applications are due every year, including this year, February 1st. So coming up in less than, a little more than a week. And the winners have to be in to HRYF by, I think it's the 22nd of February. So our interviews are on the 15th. That's the Saturday before they're due. What we do is we have the awards luncheon, in our case, in June, because that's the end of the Rotary year before the president leaves. If we wait another month, it's a new president. And also, that's before the kids go away to school. I mean, they're out of school already, high school, they've graduated, but usually by June, they haven't left for college yet. So we found that to be real good timing.
Yeah, thanks, Steve. I got to say, if you have not participated in the interview process, try and do so, not just because you're club president, but you'll have other people in your club that do it every year. And it can restore your faith in the younger generation, because sometimes you kind of think, what's the hell's going on down there? But I'll tell you, we have some fantastic kids out there. And of course, we get to see that when we are interact with them and our RILA program coming up and stuff. So it really does matter that you're out there in that spot, and that scholarship can make a huge difference to many, many kids. So it's definitely a worthy project. So thank you very much, Steve. Yeah.
Thanks, Steve. And so speaking of foundations, we've got Dave Mostrin with the Rotary Foundation.
Yeah, thank you very much, Steve. Thank you for that presentation. One of the things that the foundation, the Rotary International Foundation, doesn't do is we can't support HYRF through the funds that we have with Rotary International. But what Steve was talking about was that sometimes these people don't make the cut. Maybe they're the second or the third. And you can say, I want our club to give money as a scholarship and say, let's go ahead and give $1,000 we feel was deserving of that, independent from HYRF, and that you can use your Rotary International funds for that and give a scholarship out to a student. So know that the Rotary Foundation support, in a sense, HYRF without doing it directly. Let me go ahead and share my screen. All right. So thank you very much. My name is Dave Mostrin, and I am the Rotary District Foundation Committee Chair. And you got my phone number as well as, my phone as well as my email address if you have any questions. I'm here to support you, as well as the large number of people within my group that the Rotary Foundation, this international as well.
Okay, did we lose him altogether?
We may have, yeah, he was definitely going underwater there for a while. Okay. While he tries to get back on, maybe we can move on down our agenda because time is flying here. Okay, well, we were gonna have a break. Shall we take our break right now, or shall we just go into leadership development?
He's back. He's back.
Oh, he's back. Okay.
Dave? Muted.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dave, it might help if you turn off your video because you're having bandwidth issues. So if it's not trying to pump out your picture, it'll have more room for your audio and for your share.
Let's go to Rich Proctor. Rich, are you ready?
I was born ready, Naomi. Let me introduce myself. I am Rich Proctor. I'm a retired insurance broker, for those of you who don't know me. I was in the insurance business for about 50 years. I've been a president of a number of different nonprofit organizations. I'm a former trainer with the Dale Carnegie group here in Hawaii, a lifelong leadership student, and I am the district governor nominee for 2728. Now, I know that many of you are already in leadership positions in one place or another, maybe at work, or maybe you've done maybe you're president for more than one time. There's not enough time in this presentation to go into a really deep discussion of what leadership looks like in Rotary. What I can do, however, is I give you some leadership principles and hope there is something that you haven't heard before or something that resonates with you and that you can use in your daily life. So let's begin. I need to share my screen. See if I can do this. Share that. Do this. Okay, hold on. I want to be able to get it to go. Okay, the essence of leadership. How do I make the most of my role as president of my club? And as a leader, I do the following. I fully participate. Leaders show up and are fully engaged. By being fully engaged, I inspire others to become engaged and take on more leadership roles, and they take on more leadership roles for themselves. Now, you'll notice that I'm using a first person in this, and the reason for that is by saying I will do something, it has greater impact than when I say you, because you could mean anybody, and I means me. Next, they keep their commitments. I don't make promises I can't keep as a leader. I stay true to myself and my values, and I express those fully. I think it's important that we don't overstep, or that I don't overstep my my promises or things that I want to do in my club, and stay true to myself and my values. I express those fully as I move forward. I tell the truth, and wait a second, let me move some things around here. And I tell the leaders tell themselves the truth. I act in alignment with my values. And here's where the four-way test comes in handy. As a president of the club, you will be, faced with some issues that maybe not align themselves with who you are. So I think that the best thing we can do as leaders is rely back on the four-way test. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? And it is beneficial to all concerned. By keeping the four-way test top of mind, I think we can stay true to our values and become better leaders. And here's a good one. I frequently ask myself the question, what am I pretending not to know? Okay. There's something going on out there. I don't know. I don't really want to know what's going on. Let's just let that simmer a bit. Well, what am I pretending not to know? Well, there's a problem I'm pretending not to know. And as leaders, I gotta jump in there and see what's going on and engage with the issue, whatever it might be. They take ownership of the situation, and then this is a very important one. This doesn't mean that I am 100% responsible, but I am the source of my feelings and the actions that I take in any given situation. And what this presents is I am not a victim and I don't show up as one. So I can't control the things that might happen, but how I deal with those things as a leader is important because it's on me to do that. And that doesn't necessarily mean that I have to do it by myself. One of the strategies I might employ is bringing someone in who I can talk to and could help me. So, but I am the one who makes that decision, and I'm the one who changes the direction. I liken it sometimes to, if we go to work and we got to get to work, and there's an accident on the road, and I know I've got to get there somehow. Well, maybe I take a detour, maybe I circle back around, maybe I'm going to take a different direction, but at the end of the day, I'm going to get to where I want to go. It might be a little late, but I'm going to get there. So I'm not responsible for that accident, but I have to take ownership in the situation and make it work for all involved. Okay, they're compassionate with themselves and others. I give my permission to make mistakes and give that same permission to others. There's going to be a lot of times when I look back and go, geez, why did I do that? Oh, geez. And others are going to make the same. It's not, we got to be, we use encouragement and try to make the mistake easy to correct. Let's see how we can do this. I don't think it's going to be that hard. Let's put our minds to it. And no one is perfect. So, and we're all dealing with stuff. So show kindness. As leaders, we show kindness to others. And again, it sort of goes back to the four-way test. They lead with the spirit of cooperation. When faced with lack of cooperation, I try to find common ground and fully engage with the others so as to come to an agreement on a solution. A lot of times that may just mean picking up the phone, using positive language, and finding out how we can come together on something that we both want, but maybe approach it in two different ways. And it's not like beating somebody over the head. We try to stay above the line. And along with that line, the conversation is constructive. It is aligned with my purpose, what I want. I think leaders look forward and not backwards. I think leaders don't gossip. I think that they stay constructive when talking about the things that they want, or what the club wants, or what others in their community might want, or what in your business you might want. And it doesn't do anything for folks to talk stink about others along the way. So leaders try to avoid that as much as possible. And I think the top of the list here, for me anyway, is to show gratitude. Begin with praise and honest appreciation. And I praise all improvements, and I am generous with my praise, especially to members who are going above and beyond. Write a note, pat somebody on the back, show gratitude at the meeting, give out awards for good performance. Just be that person that is grateful for the opportunity that I have to be president of the club. It's an opportunity for growth and for leadership. It's got so much going on that comes peripherally into my world and to yours ultimately, that could help you grow grow in life. And so on continuity, because we want to pass this torch to someone, be on the lookout for new leaders. And if I'm effective as a leader, I inspire others to join the Rotary team and will volunteer for leadership roles. If I do a good job, and we're going to talk about club experience and all the things that go with engaging or Rotarians. If I do a good job, especially in front of the room and interact with my people effectively, I can inspire them to come and do what I think they will help all of us going forward. And the goal is, and I think Nancy may talk a little bit about this, is to have a 3-year succession plan in place on all levels, so that there's a train that's the trail, if you will, that's going forward to help sustain the club and the district and Rotary in general. So that's all I have. If there are any questions, I would love to hear them. If not, I guess we're going to have a break. Right, Naomi?
Right.
Okay. So that's it. Thank you for listening, and just get in touch with me if you have any questions about what I just presented.
Yeah, thank you, Rich. That was and the 3-year Rotary International on me, on Vincent, and on Rich.
Okay, we lost it. Is there power outage going around the island, on the Big Island, Connie?
I had it last night a couple of times. I had it and Vincent had it, but I don't know what happened just now. I didn't have the power go out at just my computer. So, but the 3-year plan is, and we're trying to look at that at the district level. Of a lot of folks have had a task or a job or a title for many, many years, and they might do a great job at it. But the goal really is to get one more person in the coming few months to work with them in these coming 4 or 5 months between now and July. And then that new person maybe take on that duty and that task, and the person who's been doing it for many years, assist them for the coming 6 months into the new Rotary year. Again, when you can have that lap over, and if you can look at that on your board level with people on your board, look to your current treasurer and secretary and make sure your new people start working with them immediately. And then as we get better at this, then you, the current president, and the president-elect after you can start having meetings and make the transition. It's no longer my year. It's our year. That's why our shirts are for 3 years. We're looking at that in order to put that whole idea of a 3-year plan. Hey, shirts, what a great idea. It makes it simple, right? You can wear this sucker for more than 1 year. You can wear it out maybe. So just as a symbol of what we're looking for. So think ahead with the people involved with your club too, because it'll make your life easier, and you will make the president-elect's life a whole lot easier. So thank you very, very much for that. Okay, thanks, Rich. Good job.
Thanks. Okay, Dave, are we ready?
Oh, you're muted. You're muted.
I didn't know what happened. Did we lose connectivity, or was it my internet?
It was you.
It was.
You were sounded like you were underwater, and then we just completely lost you.
I apologize. I don't know what's going on because I got fiber to the house, so it's strange for it to be bad. But how are we now? Are we okay?
You sound good, but if you start to go fuzzy again, maybe you could take your camera off, and then we just can.
I'm going to take my camera off anyway, just because you guys don't need to see me. So I'm going to take my camera off to do that, and that way we can go to the presentation real quickly.
Okay.
Let me share my screen. Thanks, Rich, for filling in. See this okay? All right, sounds good. Thank you very much. So When we're talking about the Rotary Foundation, one of the things I wanted to talk about was the fact that we had such a great turnout on setting up goals for last year. Last year, we had 100% of all the clubs within our district, all 50 clubs, set a goal for how much they were going to raise for the Polio Plus and how much they were going to raise for the annual giving. And we're looking to duplicate that, do the exact same thing for Nancy's year, to be able to go ahead and have every club participate, not only participate in setting of goals, but also participate in giving something from each and every club. It doesn't have to be 100% giving from every member, but we are looking for 100% participation of giving to both the Polio Plus and the annual giving fund. So basically, that is one of our goals.
you just said that's
I've got somebody, and thank you, appreciate that. So when we talk about the Polio Plus, one of the things we are looking at doing, though, is increasing the goals for the annual giving and to ask for a 10% increase from every club for what they give to the annual fund. And I'll share with you a little bit on how we might be able to do that and how you could basically judge that. And I know Nancy made that comment about some people have already reached their goals, and that's probably because their goals were a little bit too low. Well, we'll help you with that also, to give you some tools that will probably help you come up with some goals. This is what we call our District 5000 fundraising analysis, and it shows you exactly how much our district has given to the annual fund and how much our district has given to Polio Plus. There is an exact same form for every club that shows how much you've given for every one of those years. And this is what you probably want to utilize to be able to come up with your goal and then see about doing a 10% increase for annual giving. I'm going to go back to this. When we talk about the polio, instead of going 10% giving, what we're looking for Polio Plus is a minimum of $1,500 for each club to give to Polio Plus. That's $1,500, and if you do the math, if $1,500 would be 30 members at $50. If you have more than 30 members, what we're looking at is a $50 per capita for the Polio Plus goal. So that's what we're trying to do, and I'm hoping that you folks can go ahead and put that within your goals when you set that up for your challenges for your goals with the year, and we'll talk about that in a bit. The other thing we're finding is that a lot of people are confused with the foundation. The foundation, there's Rotary Foundation, there's our District 5000 Foundation, some of our clubs have their own foundation. And so what we're looking at doing is trying to get an assistant or a co-chair from every club, so that, especially the larger clubs, so that we can divide and support the clubs more effectively by having those members, those foundation chairs within your club, to be the go-to person to help you with what I would call the routine stuff, the things that they can do as far as an education. And that way we can also focus on the stuff that's a little bit more difficult to get the message across. So we talked about this. I'll go into this one. One of the other things we wanted to share with you is the foundation training schedule. The foundation training schedule is on the Rotary website. It's available to everybody. It provides you with all of these different sessions that you can sign up for. The first one being the Club Action Plan Workshop, and that's the one that Benson had talked about earlier, which is putting all this stuff into Rotary Club Central. And that's scheduled for March 29th. We'd want you folks to attend to that so that we can go ahead and make sure that all of that information is put into Rotary Club Central, and you have the ability to track that within your club. Then we have what we call district training assembly. There's 2 sessions, one on April 5th, one on April 12th. They're from 9 to 12, but this isn't just foundation. This covers the full gamut of everything that we do within our district. So there are going to be breakouts, and you're going to have a choice of saying, I want to go to this session on this or this session at this time block, and maybe a different session for the other one. So there's going to be conflicts that's going to prevent you from seeing them all. But if you go to both meetings, you'll be able to maximize that and go to the one that you may have missed because you chose a different one for the first session. For the international service and global grants on August 23rd, this is an opportunity for clubs to get together and basically share about what they are thinking about doing, and maybe get some insight of what they might need to do to be able to turn that into a global grant. As you folks know, the global grants are a $30,000 minimum, and it could be up to as much as $400,000. So it's impossible for every club to do a global grant, but every club can support a global grant. So with this particular session, it's a way for clubs to say, hey, we're thinking about doing this. What do you think we could do? And our International Service Committee team can help you folks steer you in the right direction. So that's what that session is for. When we talk about the foundation planning, this basically is a 1-hour session that talks about the foundation chairs, but it also is kind of your first aspect of being the qualification process, making sure that we have grant qualifications. And then we have the last one, which is on October 11th, which is the final chance to get your grant qualifications. If you don't get your club qualified for doing grants, then you won't be able to spend your district designated funds for your district as well as your global grants. Then we have on October 11th a global grant fair. Now this is where now we can say that we've got these grants already ready to go in or have already been submitted, and it gives you the opportunity as a club that may not be doing a global grant yourself to support a global grant. So we would like you to look at those, come to this meeting, hear about all of the different global grants that are being proposed for this particular period of time or this year, and then come on board with committing your global grant funds that you have allocated for your club to be able to support one or more of those global grants. And Roz will shoot me if I don't talk about World Polio Day, because World Polio Day is October 24th, and that's the time that we would like to have clubs either participate or actually run their own event that can help bring awareness of polio as well as raising funds for polio. Our district has done some great things, and it's a great time to get some education on where polio is at. It's also a great time for us to pledge our awareness that we still have to fight this disease and get this eradicated. And the last one is our November 1st, and we're going to do something different on this one. We want to talk about the big why. Why are we giving money to the Rotary Foundation? What impact has our district made in order to use the funds that we give to help the district, help globally, basically turn that money that we've given to the foundation, and what projects have we were able to fulfill. The warm fuzzies, all the things that we can get excited about, that we know that the Rotary Foundation, if without it, we wouldn't have been able to do it. So let's improve our impact by making sure that we are giving to the Rotary Foundation so that that money comes back so we can buy more dictionaries, give more scholarships, do more projects, and help out the community as well as all of the Rotary global grants that are out there. This is our team. Part of our team. It's not all of our team, it's just part of it, but these are some of the people that would be involved with the Polio Plus, the annual fund, and the endowment fund. So feel free to reach out to any of them. You can find all of their contact information on our Rotary D5000 website. Thank you very much for your time.
That was great. People have any questions right now of David, and then we'll probably take a break that we missed a little bit ago. Any good questions? Foundation is somewhat confusing, and then grants get, in my opinion, really confusing. But between David and other people in our district that really know how to make them magical and working are here to help you with that as you move forward. So any questions for David? Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, thank you. Should we go ahead and take our, well, we were supposed to a little bit ago have a 5-minute break, so we'll do a 5-minute break right now and come back at 11:20. Okay, that's an 7-minute break. All right, thank you.
Benson, your power bit is back on. Benson's power is back on.
You know what happened is my my neighbor across the street, he's building a house. And today he's using a machine of some kind and said, "Can I run my extension cord over and plug it into your house?" And so he plugged it into where I'm at, and it tripped the breaker and shut all the power off just in the room where I'm at. So the rest of the house has power, but my room that all my computer and internet, everything is plugged into, it all went down. And so
I hate when that happens.
yeah, and it tripped the breaker, so I can't reset it. So what I did is I ran extension cords into other parts of the house that still have power, so that's how it powered back up. So yeah, no problem. Hey, ability to adapt, man. Strategic priority. Yeah.
Till you overload the circuit and that one goes down.
Yeah, we'll see. So if I just like zip, okay, just be ready, Naomi, to adapt. Okay, so we'll see. Yeah, we've had a lot of opportunities to adapt today.
Yeah.
So we won't have to talk about that as a strategic priority. So are you gonna go next, Naomi, or me? You, right? Yeah. Okay. Club operations, okay. Okay, I'll shorten mine down a little bit so we can make sure we're on schedule.
You're going to show the calendar because someone was asking where to find the dates.
Yeah, the for some reason I can't get, that our district planning calendar.
Yeah.
The planning calendar is the one you're talking about, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay. For some reason I can't. I was trying to put it into my presentation and I couldn't get it in there. So send it to me real quick and I'll make sure I plug it in. I'll plug it in right now while you're talking. Because it for some reason it comes up as a PDF. And it doesn't go to a place where I can find it. So oh well. I'll make sure I get it in there. Yeah.
I like the comment in the chat. Adaption is the key word. When I was president and Naomi was our district governor and COVID 2020, 2021, we had all these great plans and you never knew from week to week if you could meet, you couldn't meet, you had to learn how to work on Zoom, everything just every day, every week, something changed. So, my theme became adjust to achieve. You know, every time it's just I'm adjusting to achieve whatever I wanted to achieve. I just adjusted to it. I literally carried a TV screen and my whole internet connectivity stuff in the back of my car, because some weeks I could have a meeting with Zoom and other weeks I couldn't, and I was trying to still do it at restaurants till they closed down. It was really a pain, but we adjusted and we achieved to the best of our ability. So sometimes that's what you do. So, okay.
Hey, so Benson, I sent you the calendar, but it
Yeah.
is for this year. We still need to make one for July, updated to July to June for next year. Okay, so we'll have that. Okay, so Jen couldn't make it. She was going to talk about youth service. So her message was, you know, just keep on working with the interactors that your clubs are assigned to. You just help them if they don't have an advisor. Help them by maybe going to the principal and talking to the principal about helping to get advisors. So every year we have RILA. So the next youth service, by the way, the chairs meet every month, the last Monday of the month. And we will send you a calendar with when people are meeting. The membership committee meets, the international service committee meets. There's a lot of meetings that if you want to attend to get that specific information, they meet on certain days of the month. Okay, so for youth service, it's the last Monday of the month, and they'll be talking about RILA. So if you have any comments about RILA and what we can do, Dave Livingston is going to take over RILA next year for Oahu. You know, we really want to hear from everyone on what their experiences are, what your expectation is for RILA. And then for Interact, we'd like to try on each island, have an Interact conference and leadership conference. So think about that as well. Okay. Nancy wants to work with the schools. So we need to try and connect with the schools. We'll make a list of what schools the clubs are attached to and see if we can cover more schools and see what they need to get done. So it's always, you know, what do they need? Not necessarily what we think they need. Okay. So for training assembly, this is where the incoming crew gets trained. They can learn how to do their job. But we also want to have speakers on subject matters. So we might have a subject matter expert on education, environment. So we're going to do a survey to find out what you're interested in. Okay. So hopefully everybody's back. Ryan, it's Dave Livingston who's done RILA before.
Dave. Okay, got it. I know Dave. He called me this morning to remind me to be here. I was making coffee at the time.
He's done RILA before, and he's been talking with Rick. So there's some just synergy there. So Rick's done a really great job, and you too. Okay, so for the training assembly, there will be trainings, a session for treasurers, secretaries, all of those positions. Okay. Let's see. Okay, hey, we got a lot more to cover. Sorry, you got to take out what you need to do, get other people to take care of this. And this is why you have the board, and the board is the governing body of the club, and the board needs to step up too, right? Okay, so I'm going to talk about Rotary Club Central. So here we are, Rotary Club Central on the Rotary.org website. Okay, so when you log in, this is what you see, right? This is the one that the one that's specific to you. This is your home page, and it tells you what club you're in if you didn't know, what district. But here you have a lot of top choices, and this is the one you want to go to. Knowledge and resources to go to Rotary Club Central, but you can also go here and just click on Rotary Club Central, and it'll take you to Rotary Club Central. Okay, and this is what you're going to see when you see Rotary Club Central. It's gonna make you sign in over there. So let's go this way. Knowledge and Resource, Rotary Club Central. It's going to ask me to sign in again. Okay, it's going to ask me to sign in again. Okay, so make sure you have a My Rotary account to sign in, because the only certain people are allowed to put in goals, update goals, edit goals, and you need to be named as the president or an officer in the club in order to do the goals. So the goals, and you're going to work, as Nancy said, work with your board to set the goals out, and the goals are due into Rotary Club Central by May 31st. Okay, so this is what we want, especially the 6 priority goals. So when you go to Rotary Club Central, okay, it's going to show us your club. Go to next year. So this is where you go to 25-26. Okay, then the priority goals are these 6: membership, strategic plan, service participation, annual fund, polio plus, and benefactors. These are the 6 priority goals. These are the ones that Rotary International would like you to have 3 years of goals. So you're going to work with your presidents that are coming up after you, and so the 3 of you can decide, what are the goals that we want for 3 years, so that there's continuity and it's not something that you're starting every year to figure out what you're going to do. So when you set your goals, okay, you're going to go to the year, make sure you signed in, okay, go to the goal that you want to set, and here in the box, you're going to put in your goal. So here, let's do this, Clay. I'm going to play with your goals, okay, for West Honolulu. We're going to select this goal, and for our membership, we're going to set a goal of 47, okay? And maybe we want to think about, is that correct or not? So here, show goal detail and history. Click on that, and it'll show you what your goals have been for the past 5 years and how you've achieved them. Okay, so achievement and goals for the last 5 years. So just open it up and it'll show you. Strategic plan. Do you have a strategic plan? So it tells you, tells you what the question is. Does your club have an up-to-date strategic plan? And you just say yes or no. So we're going to select that goal for next year, and then when we achieve it, we're going to mark it achieved. But right now we can't do that because it's not next year, right? So let's put that back at no. Okay, then service participation. You wonder what that is? Click on this, and it says how much money will be contributed to the foundations. Okay, sorry, wrong one. Service participation. Okay, how many members will participate in club service activities during the Rotary year? So let's select that goal. And hey, Clay, what do you think for next year? Make it 12 again. So let's put 12 again. Okay, so 12 is the goal. And then next year, we're going to make the achievement on how many people participated in the service project. Okay, so go do each one, and there are 25 of these goals. Okay, and select the goal. So I would suggest selecting all of the goals that you want to track, because in the beginning, you might not know that you're going to hit that goal, but you need to do at least 13 of these goals achieved in order to get this thing called the Club Excellence Award from Rotary International. Okay, so go ahead and select all of the goals, work with your board to set the goals, put the goals in, and guess what? You have to hit the what button? Everybody? The save button. You don't forget to hit the save button, because otherwise all you did is not going to be saved. So hit the save button. Now, if you have to go back and edit, you hit the edit button, and then you can go and edit your goals. So May 31st is when we'd like you to do this, and then you can edit up to that, but work with your board. So if you want to see what the trends are for our district in total, So this is the trend for District 5000. Okay, so it shows you membership goals for the district, gender goals, how many female, male, the age trend, funding trend, how much we've spent on projects, annual fund trends. Okay, so you can track, and this is why we need this information in there. Remember, for action plan, we're collecting data. All of the things that you put in there go up to the district, your club, then the district, and then the zone, and then worldwide, and we can quantify what we've done collectively. Yeah.
Sorry, can you show me again where I had to I opened up my site and then I got lost. So how did you get to the part where you input your goals?
Okay, so club goals.
How do you get to club goals?
Okay, are you in Rotary Club Central?
Yep, I sure am.
Okay, on the top, this is club goals, right here. So when you click on club goals, this is what opens up.
Okay, so I'm in the Eva Beach Rotary site.
Right.
Okay, so where do I go next?
So do you see this club goals?
No, I do not.
Okay, so are you in 25, 26?
She authorized
So
you.
on my screen, I have admin, my club runner, communication, bulletin, contacts, membership, organization, RE integration. RI.
No, okay, so you're on the club runner, the district website, yeah? You need to be in a rotary.org website. So Kimberly, let me work with you separately.
Okay.
But this is on Rotary International's website when you log into My Rotary. Okay, so when you go to My Rotary, okay, you're going to see this screen and you're going to sign in. Okay, so going back to Rotary Club Central, for the service projects, put in your, it'll take you to the service projects center, put in your projects. When you mark it complete in 24 hours, it will go to your goal on service projects. You got resources, you got reports here. So you can find a lot of reports for membership, foundation, service right here. Okay. Okay. So these goals, as they're achieved, they go into this another spreadsheet to see if you qualify for the Club Excellence Award. That's Rotary's award for doing good in the year. Okay, so we will go into this a little further later on. I just wanted to give you a glimpse of what you're going to be working with soon. Okay, so I did go over time into Benson's club operations, but go ahead, Benson.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna zip through this pretty quickly because I'm thinking you guys probably about brain dead here soon. So let me show you this. Okay, club operations. All right. So every Rotary Club can basically set itself up the way it wants to set itself up. This is typically the way that it's done. Hang on a second, I'm trying to move this thing over here. Yeah. Okay, this is typically the way that it's done, where you set up in kind of 5 committees: club administration, membership, public image, service projects, and Rotary Foundations. These are your main committees, but you know, depending on the people that you've got in your club and the experience that they have, the primary thing is that you know, you have to be able to do the functions that a normal club does. Typically, service projects, club administration is really about trying to make sure that you know, your meetings are all there, that communication is getting out, and that would be like a really key thing. And we're going to go over this more in detail when we get there, pets, and in the training after pets. I want to put a kind of plug into all the clubs about the importance of Club Alakai. And Club Alakai is really our club trainer. We called it Alakai because it's a more appropriate term for Hawaii. And it's really a person in your club. It's usually a past president, and this is the key person that supports the leadership of the club. Presently, we only have a few clubs that have this position, but as president, I really encourage you to have this person in place, because we do some training with them that allows them to get information out to other members of the club, so it doesn't fall all on you. Okay. I want to talk quickly about club infrastructure that supports leadership. I think one of the issues that we have in clubs where we have difficulty finding leadership, and that's because a lot of people feel like there's no infrastructure within the club that supports them as the president. So like 8 key things is that you have to have a board that's engaged, and Nancy talked about really running a lot of things through your board. They are the part of your club that actually helps to monitor the action plan. Once you have that in place, you really have to have a reliable place to meet, because a lot of clubs that came out of COVID still struggling to find a place to meet. Have to have an active calendar. I'm gonna show you kind of a club a calendar planner that'll help you put in some of the district dates. Got to have a way to get regular communication. I know our club sends out an email every Monday morning. He has to tell everybody, okay, this is what we're doing this week, even if we don't have a meeting. Got to have that core group of people, and it's probably your legacy group that's been there for a while. This group has to be kind of an inclusive group of people that welcomes people into your Rotary Club, because if they're closed off and just sort of want to be their own little clique, it's really tough to engage new people into your club. Excuse me. Got to have systems and processes. By that I mean, if a new member comes in, what's the process of onboarding them? What's the process of getting them connected, into some function in the club, being on some committee? And then the last thing is to develop a leadership line. And what I see in clubs that are struggling, they struggle with leadership. Like, nobody wants to step up. And the reason that a lot of clubs struggle with developing a leadership line is they don't have infrastructure set up in the club to support their leaders. So people are thinking, well, why would I want to do that? Why would I want to be a club leader if there's nothing in there to support me? And then, because we haven't really discussed it today, I want to talk about club experience, because we feel that this is the main reason why people come into Rotary and they stay into Rotary. And it's 5 things. We're going to go over them in more depth later on. It's basically your meetings are fun, they're enjoyable, they're relevant to people, that your club members have confidence in the leadership, not only of the club, but also of the district, that there's opportunities to have personal growth where you can grow not just as a Rotarian, but as a person, and that you make connections within the club that are these are long-lasting relationships. And I know for me, in the decade that I've been into Rotary, probably the relationships that are most meaningful to me and that I will probably continue for the rest of my life are the ones that are or have been made in Rotary. And the last thing is to be able to do some meaningful service where, people basically join Rotary for 2 reasons: is they want to make connections with people, and they want to render service, like meaningful service. And so I know that's sort of part of what we all do, and that's an important thing. The last thing I want to share with you, and I have to come out before I go back in again, is what what our district planning calendar looks like. And it looks like this. And we'll update it, as Naomi was saying. with all of the stuff that's you know, that's more updated for this year. This is actually the 24-25, and we'll get you the 25-26. But these are all of the the deadlines and due dates of all the things that are relevant to Rotary. And if you can plug them into your schedule, it will be really easy for you to know what's coming up, when the trainings are going to be, you know, when your grant deadline is due, when's the upcoming international convention. Because I tell you, as a president, a lot of questions you're going to face at the podium after the meeting, or, you know, before the meeting, they're going to start with when. When's the next meeting? When's the next training? When's the next social? When's the international convention? When's the district conference? They all gonna start with the when. And if you have this calendar in place, it'll just make it a lot easier for you to answer those questions and to get people going in the right direction. And like I said, all of this stuff we're gonna delve into in greater detail over the coming months. So don't worry about it. We actually have him next year's calendar ready already. So when you guys get to pets, we're gonna give you that. We'll probably email it to you ahead of time so that you can already start plugging it in. So hopefully my segment here saved a little time, and so I hand it back over to you, Amy.
So we do have a page on the district website, the Club Runner, that is for the 25-26 presidents. I put the link into the chat. So when you go to that page, you'll find the recording of this session, plus the PowerPoints and the calendar in there. So you can find all of the things that you need. And it has the recordings for the past meetings that we've had with Nancy as well. Okay, so Nancy, we need to cover the budget, don't we?
Yes, by policies and procedures and bylaws, this body needs to approve the budget. We worked on the budget several months ago for several times, and we have a shortage of money going down. So it's really hard when you start losing. When we lost about 100 members and stuff this past year from the 2 years before, it makes a big difference. That's our only source of income is membership dues. So we are hoping to have a big increase in the coming year of members to help balance the budget. And in addition, like I said, I'm trying to directly sell these shirts because then the club's going to make about $10, $12 or something per shirt. So that will help the budget. We didn't even put that into the budget because the shirt selling came up afterwards. So it's available there. It's on the screen and you can look at it more. And if you have a miracle, primarily all we need is money. You know, our biggest expense throughout the year is this upcoming pets because the district is paying all the assistant governors and various people to go to pets. So that is a big, big expense. Because not all of the other districts at Southwest Pets have to fly in. Montana probably is and things like that, but not all of them have to. So it's a huge expense is pets each year. And that will be Ben's biggest expense in the following year. So if people can look it over, and we just probably need a motion to approve the budget, which can be, of course, adjusted and changed by you folks as the presidents in the coming year, should we find that necessary. But for the most part, I think all the governors kind of try and work within that. If you overspent here, you underspend there. We do everything on an actual cash basis. So hopefully we can live within this limited budget or find more money somewhere. Anybody have any questions? I know you don't have time to really look at it there.
Is
You already
this the
sent
same
this
one,
out.
Nancy, that you sent out by email earlier?
Yes, it is the same one. We did send that out. Yes, we have sent that out a month ago because we have to send it out 30 days prior to us asking you to vote on it. So I think we sent it out the day before Christmas or the day after or something. Yeah, the timing is tight here.
So we need a formal motion. I move that we accept the budget as presented.
Okay,
And
thank
I
you,
second.
Jay. Okay, Jay and Brian. Okay. Okay, any additional discussion? Okay, all those in favor, raise your live hand or your react hand or whatever. More importantly, I guess, is anyone opposed? I don't see anybody. I'm trying to scram through this. We have no problem if you're opposed. We just looking to where to come up with more money. And membership is the primary way. In addition, there might be, like I said, us doing the shirts and stuff is a little bit more. Some big districts and stuff even have paid staff because they have such a larger membership, and their dues are quite a lot more. Our dues are very, very reasonable. Okay, Tim, do you have your hand up?
Yes, I was just wondering, is there a plan to increase dues for next year, or is the district keeping the dues or the fee that we pay to the district the same?
Yeah, I'm keeping it the same. Ted increased it last year, and I'm not going to increase it this year. I'm instead selling shirts and peddling things like that, you know, to try and make up that difference. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at more so for our district foundation or for projects to be able to have some funding to help with different projects that would qualify, to look to other 501c3 organizations to see if they wanted to make their annual donations into our Rotary district for different projects that may be, either, if not just my year into Benson's year, that would be district projects of you know, from that are qualify as community service or for nonprofit type organizations. That won't necessarily help our club organizations, although often, especially when it comes to our conference, and that people do sometimes, generous Rotarians make a donation here and there, and that $100, $500 check thrown into the kitty makes a big difference when we are having district events that include our conference, my installation, etc., those type of things, Benson's installation and all that. So we are looking at that. You know, and again, different clubs have different amounts that they're total, but the district and international, and it's really critical. Let me make sure when we talk about attrition and that, I didn't know it till I was club president and understand it. Oh my God. If you have people that have not been active, you, not the current president and the current treasurer, but your incoming treasurer, your incoming secretary really need to look at what's going on. Because if the current group does not drop somebody from membership in June and they didn't pay maybe this whole past year, you can't get hold of them. They're wonderful people, but they just kind of whatever, MIA. You really need to make a decision, and it's not your secretary or your treasurer that makes that decision. You as the president need to be involved with that decision to drop them from your books before June 30th. If they are still on your roster July 1st, Rotary International will send you, they don't send you a bill, they take the dues right out of your club checking account, I think. So they'll bill you for it. So you got to pay it. I guess they bill you for it. So you be really careful. You do not want to pay for 5-10 people who are no longer members and haven't appeared for the last year. So be very active in June. The best thing is in May or early, send out the invoices for your year, for your dues that are due. Make them due, not July 1st. Send them out in mid-May and make them due by June 5th, June 10th or something. That way there you know who's paid their dues. And then if somebody hasn't paid their dues, but they're a loyal member, call them, get their dues paid or get their commitment. Oh my God, I forgot all about it. I'll send it in. If you trust them, you believe them, fine, keep them a member. But if you haven't heard from somebody and you try multiple phone calls and they don't respond, better you drop them than you pay for a whole lot of people, because that is your operating money and that will really hurt your individual budget. So, and then the same thing could happen if you let people pay twice a year. Come December 30th, you want to make sure you clear everything because Rotary will collect the dues for you. Everybody on the roster, July 1st pays for the 6 months, and everybody on the roster, January 1st pays for 6 months. So pay attention to that money. Okay.
Renell?
Wendy, you have a question?
Yeah, sorry, I just wanted to know how much is it for the international and the District 5,000 dues per member?
Okay, Naomi, help me with that. I think our dues are 60, our district is what, 65?
65 a year per member, and for Rotary International, it changes every year. It's about $93 per year. So you need to collect about 150, 160 just to cover the dues for district and Rotary International.
Yeah.
Okay, but you know, when you have your roster, you really want to reach out to people you haven't seen and try and save them and see what it is that they're looking for to have that value to be a member. Just try and save them before it's too late, because when you come to December 31st and you have to take them off, it's not a good thing to just terminate them. So look at your bylaws to see how to terminate. Sometimes it just says if someone doesn't pay, then you can take them off your roster, but you really want to try and reach that person first. But this whole thing about budgeting is to cover your expenses. So if you don't want to charge more because maybe you're going to lose members by charging more, reduce your expenses, but see how your dues are covering all of your expenses and what you want to do in the future. And so Connie had a question.
I had a suggestion or comment. You know, the people that the members that you do have to delete from your roster, it's a great idea to do an exit interview with them if you can, and not just ask them, like, set questions, talk to them and find out why they left, whether it's money, whether it's not projects that they're interested in or whatever, because then you can see maybe the areas that your club needs to maybe bump up or improve.
Yeah,
Just a
excellent,
suggestion.
Connie. Thank you. Yeah, every club has different bylaws. Every club is a separate entity. You file your own tax return. So you got to look at your bylaws to see what your requirements are on how to drop them. I don't think most of them take a board vote if it's for non-payment of dues. There are different procedures if you have a dues paying person that is becoming a problem and you going to ask them to leave. That would be a whole different process. Okay, Ronnie again.
I just wanted to know if you give a discount to husband and wife.
That's up to your club. Your club can do that. And that's one of the things that Connie and Randy are going to put out there in our information. Some club have family dues that are the first person pays the full amount, which includes their full amount of their club. The second, third, or fourth member in the same family pay reduced dues of your club dues. International is going to be that approximately $93, and our district is $65 per person. What you do within your club is your choice. And that is a great way to grow membership. It really is.
And what if we get a corporate group? That was my other, what if we have a corporate? Is that the same thing?
It's similar. Different clubs break up corporate in different ways. They pay more money, but then they can have up to 4 members under that corporation or something of that sort. Every club could be different.
Thank you.
What we'll try and do is Connie and Randy and I will try and get an explanation or samples of how that can be. Yeah, we found that really helped with our club a couple of years ago when we added in the family membership. And
so it's up to the club to have different categories, but again, you need to make sure that you've got enough money to cover your expenses for the year.
Yeah.
Okay, so real quick, how much are your club dues? Just shout it out, everybody.
300.
750.
300.
500.
Annually or semi-annual?
265.
400.
420.
So these are all annual?
250.
Okay, we're at 300, but we are adopting the couples and family dues rate next year.
Okay, so that's 300 a year?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, something like that, yes.
No way.
Okay, Dave, what about you for the year?
The year it's about 1,000.
Okay, anybody else? Okay, so on the budget, you want to work on your budget before the start of your year. So take into account how much you're collecting for dues, what are your expenses, and if you've got things that you need to cover for the year because prices are going up, you've got to maybe increase your dues. But the good thing is you still have time to bring in new members, and so we've got new members to pay dues. Okay, so we've got only 7 minutes more, and we want to cover what's going to happen at Pets.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me go over this spreadsheet. So I sent out this cheat sheet for you, and if you go to the Southwest Pets, southwestpets.org website, you will see the program too for each day, and you can see what's coming up. Okay, but do not call the hotel for your room reservations. They don't have it. Only the Pets registrar has your room information. Okay, so you need to check in, get your key, because you're going to show them your ID and you give them your credit card. So get your keys at the front desk. Do not call them. They do have a shuttle. So when you go to the shuttle, just go out to the curb and you're looking for this, just ask someone where the hotel shuttles are. Just go out to the curb, because every 20, 25 minutes, that Marriott shuttle would come. It's a black or blue shuttle that says LAX Marriott Hotel on it. If you need to call them, there's a phone number on this form. Get your keys at the front. And then if you can, we'll go to the registration desk, which is downstairs on the ballroom level, and you're going to get your badge. You need that badge to go to all of the sessions. Then go to Nancy's suite, which is suite 104 down on the bottom, and we'll have refreshments there, drinks. That's where you can pick up your bag and some other things for pets. Okay. Also, we're going to give you a kukui nut lei. So wear the kukui nut lei with your district shirt. When you take your picture, is the district shirt with that lei on. Okay. And if you want to wear the kukui nut lei throughout the pets, that's fine. Okay. But we'll give you that lei at the hospitality room, which is that suite 104. So Friday, breakfast is on your own, but 9 o'clock is the opening session. So the opening session is in the marquee. Check your program, wear your district shirt, because on Friday is where we're going to have what, Nancy?
We're going to take a big group photo on Friday, and we're going to have Hawaii. We actually open it up officially at lunchtime, but yes, we eat our own breakfast and we go in there. They will have speakers in the morning time right after breakfast. We'll have a very short window, about 11:30. We're going to want everybody. We're going to give you more details as this gets firmed up. So we do a huge group photo of everybody from Hawaii that's at Pets. So we're going to want that done. Then we exit. Then we wait for everybody. 700 or so people are going to enter the ballroom for lunch. And we're going to wait, and we're going to give you silk leis. Your arms are going to be loaded with all these leis, because you're going to enter that room to hand out. All of you will be handing out leis to everybody. Don't need to kiss them. Don't need to hug them. They should be seated. Just give them all a lei and move on to the next table. We have reserved tables. You sit at those reserved tables. When you walk in, the doors are closed. We pound open those doors, and with Hawaii Five-0 is going to be playing music, and you're going to start giving everybody a lei. Hawaii is the opening act for the official opening. And then I do a speech, and then we have a video that Ryan Kawamoto's fixed up that's really fantastic. So anyway, so Friday is a big day for us, Friday lunchtime. So.
Okay. So that picture on the stage we got to get into position really, really quick, because we don't have time to wait for everybody. So you got to, as soon as you got to get ready to get out of your session that ends at 11:30 and make it down to the ballroom. Get in, get your lei. The AGs are going to help you get your leis on your arms. Get on the stage. We're going to take a real quick picture, and then we got to get ready to get out of the room so we can march in together. Okay, so it's really important to set your watches to get to that ballroom to take that picture at 11:40. Okay, Okay, so then Saturday, you've got stuff that starts at 7 a.m. So don't stay out too late on Friday. And then Friday, we got the sessions goes all the way to 7:30 to 10:30. We have the hospitality room too. So all of the districts have hospitality rooms. Go visit them, meet your friends. Sunday, checkout is 11. So we're still in sessions until 12. So you're gonna have to maybe check out before breakfast or during the break and check your bags at the bell desk. Okay, you can give your coconut nut lei to someone you like or keep it, up to you. Okay, questions?
A lot of you have been to Pets before, either Far West Pets up in San Jose or to Southwest over the last few years. Again, there's some idiosyncrasies. If you're flying back on Sunday, you can get to Oahu. We don't think you can get to any of the neighbor islands unless somebody found an airline that does that. But some people are flying, like I'm flying back on Sunday to get back to Hawaii Sunday, but I can't get back to the Big Island until Monday. So again, there's that. There is the shuttle back and forth. Typically, we will need help. Connie's going to help me in charge of our hospitality suite. The assistant governors are going to be helping to prep all of that and to help attend and fix. Hawaii is famous. District 5000 is famous for its wonderful hospitality suites. We've raised the bar at every Pets we go to by everybody else now feels like they got to come do better. So anyway, we're going to have, you know, nuts and chips, Hawaii chips, and we're going to drink only, we're going to provide beer and wines. The beers will all be Hawaii IPA type beers and stuff. We'll have Mai Tais and stuff. So the AGs are going to be working a lot of that. On the hospitality nights are both Friday and Saturday from 8 to 10. Supposed to stop at 10 or at least be quiet by 10. You guys can circulate, but we will probably might need you helping in our hospitality suite to be part of the entertainment. And if you can play, bring your ukulele and sing or dance hula, we'd love it, love it, love it. Okay, Benson, Zeta, yeah. But others, I know there's a lot of talent in this group, so please come and help, because at Nestor, they're trying to outdo us with a baby grand piano. So we want to show them what real talent is. Okay, so
we've got only a minute left, and Nancy, please tell us about district conference.
Oh, district conference is going to be, I've decided we're trying to get it finalized. Again, we're in a 3-year roll. So instead of it being my district conference during my year, I'm looking to have it during Admission Day weekend in August of 2026. So that would allow us time to have the awards given out. Again, the whole 12-year plan, like Mark did, like Ted's doing, and we can do. And we would then be able to have it be on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Okay, August 21, 22, 23.
Yeah, the whole thing about having it in August 2026 is because in 27 we have the convention in Benson's here, and it might be hard to have a district conference at the same time we have a convention at the because of the cost and the work that goes involved. So if we have that in August 2026, it's kind of like Nancy's and Benson's show, where we can highlight both years at one conference and then highlight all of the achievements for the year. So this year, though, the TED's conference is the Alamana Hotel on the end of May to beginning June. We have a section for about an hour that we will introduce all of you on stage. So we don't know exactly what time that's going to be, but just be prepared that we're going to wear our shirts and we're all going to be introduced on stage. And then Nancy's introducing the district leadership team at this year's conference at Alamana Hotel. So please, if you haven't signed up, please sign up to go. And then for next year, we're not having one in next May because Nancy's going to have it in 2026, August, around admission day. Okay?
And then I've just made the decision, my installation, the district governor, the installations are typically fairly small. Some people attend. in order to give everybody the opportunity to drink a lot of beer, our Hilo Brew Fest, a wonderfully fundraising event and a membership type experience, is going to be on July 12th. So my installation will be on Sunday, July 13th here in Hilo. So during lunchtime, you can fly in and fly out, or come on Saturday the 12th, go to the Brew Fest, have a great time. Nani Loa will give you discounted prices for rooms on that Saturday night, the 12th, July 12th. Then on Sunday, the installation will be at the Pontiac Equestrian Center. I will have a big barbecue style, Western barbecue. We will have horses to ride for you or your children or those type of fun events. Okay, so definitely a family type event right here in good old Hilo. And we're going to have picnic type barbecue steak, barbecue chicken, corn on the cob, baked beans, you know, the basics there. And we will have horses, and that we'll have a big tent. So in case it's a little liquid, but you know, we're going to, the show will go on no matter what, but you can bring your kids. They can be riding horses. We'll have people that can help them with all of that. So that's going to be on Sunday, July 13th. Okay, in Hilo. All right, so you all.
Okay, we're a little after 12, so we're gonna sign. Nancy can give us the closing remarks, and then we'll stay on for a little while if anybody has questions. So wrap us up, Nancy.
Okay, well, I think it shows the four-way test. So why don't we all say the four-way test together? Okay. First, is it the truth?
Is it the truth?
Second, is it fair to all concerned?
Fair to all concerned.
Third,
Will it
build
build
better
better friendships?
And fourth,
Will
is
it be
it
beneficial to all concerned?
And we always try and do everything we do in Rotary and have fun and fellowship. Okay. So thank you very, very much. I'm so excited that things in a couple of weeks we'll all be together. So, and you folks, that's a perfect opportunity when you're there to network with each other. I've had a few people say they'd love to do a community service project with the clubs in their area. Perfect time to start that planned already. Pick a spot, come up with ideas, and start working together. You guys are your best support for each other in the coming year. So, okay. Any questions, we can stay on as long as people want to stay on the screen. Okay.
Aloha.
Gotcha. Aloha. All right. I think
you.
people are
Thank
waving
you.
more than
Thank
asking to
you.
talk. No, thank you. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We'll try and get back to all of the chat questions. Naomi, don't leave till you read all your chats. I answered some.
Hey,
I
Nancy,
could be
this
wrong.
is Eugene.
Yes, Eugene.
I had a
You're-
question in the chat. I wasn't sure. How do spouses and stuff fit into all the activities that we're doing? I mean, you know, we paid for their meals and stuff, and they're going to 2 sessions or something. I mean, how does that all fit in with the stuff going on Friday?
Naomi knows better because she's she's our pets representative this past year. Yes.
Okay, so at Pets, they have their own track. So there's a spouse partner track. So they can go attend their own track with other spouses and partners, or they can come in with you and just shadow you through wherever you go. So or she can go shopping and just come in for the meals.
Yeah,
But
because
but the thing on Friday with the stage thing and the handing out the lays, that they're not involved in any of that, correct?
we might need them. We might need them. We got to hand out about 600 lays, and there's only going to be about 60 of us. We may need them.
Oh, she's got it, but we want the shirt.
Yeah, the shirt. Yeah, buy a shirt.
Yeah,
Okay,
so we
and
have
I'll be
reserved
bringing
tables.
shirts. Yeah.
We have reserved tables, so if she just wants to sit, that's fine too.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I have to get another shirt then.
And we've got your shirt, your polo shirt. I think Naomi does have your polo shirt. So
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
No worries. I wasn't sure where we're at.
yeah. No, the shirts have become a bit of a nightmare, but we're gonna work through it. Yeah. And Jen, thank you for coming again. Naomi did a little report for you, and youth services, of course, is huge. Yes. Yep. Okay. And